when you only dwell on that old foundation. So growth requires change, but change needs stability to be enduring. Change doesn't just happen. It requires pressure. It demands effort. So here we are. Strike the balance. How can we help you strike the balance? That's why we are here. Let's strike the balance together. It's a learning process as ever. Stanbic Bank is proud to be associated with the business sense. Some see challenges, we see opportunities. Where others spot risk, we unlock values. Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, we partner with businesses driving Ghana and Africa's growth. From energy to mining, infrastructure to trade, we finance the ideas and enterprises that empower economies. And our partnerships with market leaders in the energy, trade, and mining sectors prove that when ambition meets expertise, growth is inevitable. So call us now, 0302-815-789. Speak to our CIB team or visit stanbicbank.com.gh to get started. Stanbic Corporate and Investment Banking, driving growth, creating sustainable impact.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Morning in Ghana doesn't begin with noise. It begins with insight. The biggest questions, the toughest interviews, the conversations that shape policy. This is the show that leaders listen to. This is the show that citizens trust. This is a breakfast show, Ghana's biggest radio morning show. National development starts here. The Citi Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Menteda, Muida, Mammy, me, the Tumadina, Tamusumidi, Muajidi Dabeo, and I be into me, Nambia, Shada Kukompo, so Nasanim Bedine Chila, Obini Munatraya, what did you are the end? Naminipa, woman that was also, more you know, I woman chado. We know that's so fast, so much. But I'm upon no matter when you against whom now I fell. Trasa que minchilo, Shabensi minchil, promotion minchilo. Masumi Yabia Bepe, Trasa que minchil, Shabensi minchil, promotion minchilo. Yakufrina ko mesa mabilu nafo je yakaminku
Oh yeah. We're getting into the news review. Certainly we all love this one. Total Energies and Fidelity Bank are proud to be associated with the news review. Total Energy says after dirty December comes dry January, but don't let your energy suffer because of a tight budget. At Total Energies, we day for you. That's why we have significantly reduced our lubricant prices. Your favorite 4-liter costs 9,000 SAE 5W40, which was 118 cities, is now 107 Ghana cities 50 pesos. Your 5-liter costs 9,000 Futures 0W20, which was 148 Ghana cities, is now 134. And the 4-liter Rubia Fleet HD 415 W40, which was 80 Ghana, is now 72 Ghana cities 50 pesos. Top quality meets great savings. You won't get these prices anywhere. So rush to any of our stations. Total Energies nationwide. Enjoy premium quality engines, transmission fluids, coolants, all at significantly lower prices. Now remember that balance you save off can buy Davies Gobe for the rest of the year. Choose Total Energies, choose quality. Now your salary deserves better, so switch to Fidelity Bank today. Enjoy amazing benefits. We have lower interest rates, higher loan amounts, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. It's time to switch and smile wilder with Fidelity Bank. And learn more. To learn more, contact us on 0800 003355. FidelityBank.com.gh is where to visit. Social media Fidelity Bank GH. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. It's 37 after 6. Francisca Kakrafosen is here. Good morning, Francisca.
Bonjour, ça va?
Bonjour, ça va bien, merci. Et vous?
Je vais bien, merci.
Fantastic.
Bonne journée.
Bonjour. Yes, Azé, what's the bonjour?
Azé, but I mean, Mama Campo. Me, I'm from Fantana. I'm from fast Spanish.
No, from Fantana. No. You say.
No, what's my? Record.
Okay, Caleb.
Tomorrow is a big day.
Tomorrow is a big day, and I guess it's on the front page of almost every newspaper. I'm going to start with the Daily Graphic. The big story: who bears NPP flag for 2028? Tomorrow's polls decide. Yep. And two stories just beneath that. I'm poised for victory. That's from Brian Champong, who is a candidate, as well as Educhum pledging that he will restore trust in the party. So this is interesting. You've got two candidates, Dr. Educhum and Mr. Brian Champong, on the left side, and these are news stories reported about them. Now, on the on the right side of the front page of the Daily Graphic is an advertorial with a picture of Dr. Baumia, a massive one, wearing his blue T-shirt, indicating with his fingers vote number 3. Yeah. And it says, "Let's win and rebuild for victory 2028." I don't know if that gives him some kind of advantage.
No, some of the papers, the whole front page, only Dr. Baumia did.
It be so. The publisher, Ghanaian publisher, the front page, the entire front page, NPP delegates settle on Dr. Mahmoud Baumia with a huge 3 written on the front page.
So they've settled already. Yes, that's what the paper is saying.
That's what the paper is saying. And the Chronicle as well, they also have delegates who officially declared Dr. Mahmoud Baumia as flag bearer Moreau. That is how they put it at the top side. And when you come to the downside, they have unity will spur NPP on to win 2028 and rescue Ghana. That is coming from one of the contenders, Dr. Brian Achampo. So for this paper, they have two
That's the
candidates.
Chronicle.
Yeah, the Chronicle.
Okay, the Daily Guide, it's a huge picture of Dr. Baumia. MPP flag bearer race, it's a Baumia win. Delegates go for consistency, experience. See details on page 3.
Is that the only story on the front page?
That's the only story on the front page. And I thought there were about 3 contestants.
Like 5 together.
Let me go back to the Daily Graphic on the back page. Okay, government AFDB signed grant for major big push projects, includes flyover at 37. Also, police destroy illicit drugs worth millions of Ghana cedis in Ashanti region. Right. And an interesting story, which is on the front page of the Daily Graphic. That's it's a tiny one, but says national airline to fly in 12 months. Okay. Details on page 20.
And the publisher, the top, very far top right corner, you see NDC to elect national executives in December. And that is what has been. And I think there was a press briefing yesterday where these details were given. And that story can be seen on page 8 of the Ghanaian publisher.
Right. I take you online where there's a wider spread of stories. Kennedy Japong, I am the only viable candidate to lead MPP to victory in 2028. That's the big one here on channel1newsonline.com. And then UTAG, UCC and UDS back calls for removal of GTech boss and his deputy. This story is still brewing in the background while NPP continues. Other stories on NPP says NPP raised Nanabi assures party unity post January 31. And then also all 5,960 Hajj slots for 2026 failed. This is President Mahama. There's a 7-member committee to probe alleged medical kalabule at Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Ridge Hospital. That's the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. This according to the Ministry of Health. NDC Congress set for December 19, and NPP alleges planned national security deployment to disrupt flag bearer race. Thank you for decisive intervention in anti-OSP bill. This is OSP to Mahama. AFDB grants Ghana 12.8 million US dollar facility for Big Push facility. That's some good news. Now we are told over 5.7 billion Ghana cedis saved from SML probe. This is the OSP as well. And if you go to citinewsroom.com, from B to D plus. Okay, guess what just happened? An ad of Dr. Bawumia just covered the screen.
Interrupted your
It just interrupted my flow. Heat challenge from B to D plus. Ghana's customer satisfaction score slumps to 59%. Customer satisfaction is still a big conversation that we have to deal with. Luxury homes, vehicles, and fuel stations. Breakdown of OSP's asset seizures. That is a big one that's here now. Two forcing signs $12.8 million AFDB grant for Big Push project. NDC bars government appointees from contesting party executive positions. If you go to myjoyonline.com, the stories here, big one, gold windfall must be shared broadly, not selectively. This is Ken Ashigbe. And every CD spent returned 20 times. OSP shuts down critics. Basic 5 pupil hospitalized after alleged assault by teacher in Savannah. This is a very sad story here. And then music legend Fela Kuti becomes first African to get Grammy's Lifetime Achievement Award. 14-year-old Ghanaian autistic piano prodigy Judy Kofi stands Riyadh at Joy Awards. There's this story I want to bring you on the High Street Journal. Right. With all the conversations we've been having, fuel prices likely up at next pricing window on US-Iran tensions. So that's some story there to take note of. Adopting new legal orphan inside the move to regulate hostel accommodations. That's a big one here. So these are some of the stories making headlines across the online platforms. Elsewhere, Trump says very dangerous for UK to deal with China. We'll bring you details of all that.
Some global wars there.
Okay, so let me go back to the Daily Graphic, and it's a splash of the campaign ahead of tomorrow. I'll start with, so if you go to page 13, you've got the story, I'll restore trust in party, Educhum pledges, and I'm poised for victory, Brian Achampong. So let me just bring you some quotes because I'll take you again to the center spread. Dr. Bawumia has the entire center spread. It's a comprehensive story that says in MPP's January 31 election, a case to retain Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Let me just go straight forward. It comes with pictures of Dr. Bawumia engaging with all kinds of people, and some. That's also a picture with him and former President Akufo-Addo as well. And the story by Samuel H. Inapo. I'll bring the first paragraph and then I'll give you the subsequent headings that make an interesting read. It says, Saturday, January 31, 2026 marks a very consequential day, not only for the New Patriotic Party, but for the future of our dear nation. Delegates of our great party are called upon on this day to make a strategic decision to elect the leader of our party and under God, the next president of Ghana. The exercise of this sacred duty requires sober reflection, clarity of thought, honesty, loyalty to party traditions, and a careful assessment of competence, character, temperament, and vision. It calls on delegates to exercise their right and constitutional duty in fidelity to party and nation. It is based on those principles that I make this case for the retention of the 2024 candidate of the NPP, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, as our standard bearer for the 2028 elections. And headings under this story by Samuel Jenapo, MPP tradition, the man Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, why Dr. Bawumia, and the 2024 general elections. And then the final heading is a clear program for the NPP and Ghana. Okay. And let me now bring you the other two contenders, Dr. Educhum. So I'll just bring brief quotes from the stories. This story was written, these two stories were not written by Samuel Jenapo, but I guess this was a reporter. Samuel Dodu wrote these stories, and Dr. Educhum says, and I quote, "My campaign has been strong, focused, and has gained momentum as I engage delegates directly at the grassroots and listen deeply. The feedback is clear. Delegates want unity, credibility, and a winning vision." And a quote from Brian Achampong, who says he's poised for victory, also on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. And I quote, "Structures will be respected, rules followed, and hard work rewarded." He said this as at the roundup of his campaign yesterday. Also, another quote: "There will be no Brian camp, no defeated camp. There will be one NPP." Dr. Brian Achampong said, adding that every party structure from national to polling station level will be supported. And I guess you've got some more.
Yes, I've got some more. Different angle here on the Ghanaian Publisher, page 2. And battle for Ashanti as NPP picks flag bearer tomorrow. We all know the role the Ashanti region play in the Ghanaian politics, but it turns out they don't only decide on national elections, but also internal NPP elections. And with more than 30,000 delegates expected to cast their ballots across the region's 47 constituencies, Ashanti holds one of the largest voting blocks in the flag bearer race. In what is expected to be a tightly contested primary, the region's shared delegate strength is significant enough to tilt the balance for any of the aspirants. And note that historically, the Ashanti region has delivered commanding victories for the NPP in national elections and has played a crucial role in determining the party's internal leadership. And so what does this mean? What this means is that party insiders point out no aspirant can realistically win the NPP flag bearer slot without making substantial gains in the Ashanti region. And so when the results are being declared and you hear that this person got this number of votes in the Ashanti region and is higher than the contenders, then you know where it is likely to tilt toward. That is what the paper
For a
is
lot of
saying.
people, it's really about the margins,
The margins
of the victory
of the
that
victory.
we'll be seeing tomorrow. Give me the opportunity to serve you. I will not disappoint. Kennedy Ejapon is speaking. William Na writes on citynewsroom.com. Flag bearer hopeful of the new patriotic party, Kennedy Ejapon has appealed to delegates of the party to give him the mandate to lead the NPP as its presidential candidate for the 2028 general elections. He's speaking in a televised address to the national delegates on Thursday, January 29, 2026. The former Assin Central Member of Parliament said his leadership will be anchored on unity, internal democracy, industrialization, and job creation. "I do not believe in revenge politics," I'm quoting him, "and I will not tolerate any attempt to shrink the party by threatening its grassroots and job creation."
Well, meanwhile, on page 18 of Daily Graphic, the NDC has slated December 19 for national executive election. Government appointee seeking 6 months prior, and it comes with a picture of the General Secretary Fifi Fiavikwete addressing the media earlier. And quickly, just for me, I think that elections, voting, and then we come back to our everyday problems. For me, I've wanted this, albeit an internal election, to have more focus on executing our transformational agenda captured in the NDPC framework. But
even though it's
2028 for the national elections.
But I think a balance is what I would go for, because every election and the people going to cast their ballot for this particular election, delegates of the NPP. So if I were a candidate, I would preach welfare schemes and programs for the delegates to know that if I become their leader, I will be able to help them in that regard. Then I also have a message telling them what I will do when I become the overall president. So for me, I think it's a balance. It's a balance that
coming from someone who's been on the campaign trail a number of times and ballot papers, I hear you. Now, the only paper, another paper we have, this is the soft copy, the front page of the Herald. It has these headlines: Anodompre eyes NPP's vice presidential ticket already, questions Napo's electoral value on Baumia's 2024 ticket. Ex-GTV anchor cures Rawlins's baby mama political mischief, files 10 million Ghana cedi defamation against Captain Smart, and Winneba police chief complicit in violent land guards clash but feigns innocence. Mahama appointees must resign before contesting NDC offices. Party sets November 2026 date for regional elections, and the story of Atu Forsen signing 12.8 million. So you see that there's no Kennedy Baumia on Herald's front page this time around, but that's the angles we are getting from Herald's newspaper. Any other stories before we delve to
I
some
think that's
other
it
stuff?
for politics.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
to other
There's a lot of
stories.
it.
If you go to page 21 of the Daily Graphic, OSP's half-yearly report, 8 criminal cases, 10 civil cases being prosecuted. And as you are aware, they released their half-yearly report yesterday. And this story by Juliet Ichansafu reads, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, is handling 8 criminal cases and 10 civil cases, which were at various stages of prosecution, according to the OSP's half-yearly report for the second half of 2025. Additionally, the figures for persons standing trial are 33, 79 ongoing investigations, other cases 161, and conviction secured cases being 7. Now, the cases included high-profile criminal prosecutions involving former ministers, chief executive officers of state institutions, senior public officers and private companies, spanning alleged corruption, abuse of public office, procurement breaches, extortion and money laundering. The criminal prosecutions were aimed at holding offenders accountable through convictions, custodial sentences, fines and disqualifications from public office, while civil proceedings were focused on recovering stolen state funds, freezing illicit assets, and restoring losses of the country. And I've read the report, and the statement by the office, the special prosecutor himself, was very, in my opinion, detailed and frank. He spoke about the justification for their office, thanked the president for his intervention, sort of catalogued all the incidents that brought that challenge that the office must be abolished. And for me, what was interesting was that he said that the reasons given for the abolishment of the office, none of them were evidenced. They were merely calls. And he talked about the achievements of the office despite their budgetary constraints, that they've been able to save more than 20 times the money that they even received for their budgets. I found that interesting.
Yeah, my journal line, for example, has a headline like that. It says, every CD spent returned 20 times over. OSP shuts down critics. And so that just goes to confirm the part of the money spending and the justification for the existence of the OSP. Though I heard interviews yesterday, some people still pressing for the head of the OSP and all of that. So it's an interesting back and forth we are seeing.
The detail of the narration
OSP.
of the interaction with Mr. Furiata was also captured elaborately, makes a good read. But I'm staying with the Daily Graphic newspaper. This is an interesting story. National airline to fly in 12 months. A story by Samuel Dodu reads, Ghana's proposed national airline is expected to become operational within 12 months. The Minister of Transport, Joseph Bukari Nikbe, has announced. He expressed optimism that all the necessary documentation and processes would soon be completed to enable the proposed national carrier to begin operations. He said, and I quote, "For some time since Ghana Airways was liquidated, several attempts have been made to re-establish a national airline, but these efforts have not come to fruition. However, I firmly believe that under President Mahama, we have set a task force, and the task force is working. Within the next 12 months, we will be celebrating a Ghanaian airline flying to the rest of the world," he said, unquote.
How many aircraft are we going to have in the next 12 months?
I guess you're going to have to get the details
a bit later.
On page 20, headings and directs, he talks about the context, the good job, that there will be no government equity, and also terminal connections. So grab a copy of the Daily Graphic.
For all those details.
Exactly.
What I will also appreciate from the Transport Ministry is an update on their interventions on the transport system we've had in the last couple of weeks. Our attention has moved to other issues, but the challenges still persist. I understand at Circle yesterday, there were so many passengers who were stranded waiting for buses, and some of the trotro drivers were still insisting from Accra to Pukwasi, for example, instead of the usual 6 cities, they were asking for 10 Ghana cities. And it appears the task force that has been released to be checking on these people, they are overwhelmed by the sheer insistence of the drivers to, calabulate the passengers as it is. So we need to get a roadmap. What is the intervention they've rolled out? How successful has it been, and what more needs to be done? When are we expecting those buses? These are some things that we want to know.
And the government needs to call the GPRTU and other driver unions to order.
I completely agree with you.
This is an unlawful price negotiation, and it's the ordinary Ghanaian who's using public transport who's suffering.
This is a story that will concern you, Francisca, and Akon. Before we go to the other stories, you have Akon. Fuel prices likely up at next pricing window on U.S.-Iran tensions. Fuel prices in Ghana. This is the High Street Journal. Fuel prices in Ghana may rise as higher global fuel prices and a weaker city outweigh competitive pressures among oil marketing companies. So Isaac Ado is writing that fuel prices at the pumps in Ghana are likely to rise when the next pricing window opens on Sunday as global and local cost pressures intensify. Market indicators show that the price of crude oil on the international market has climbed above $70 per barrel, driven largely by escalating tensions between the United States and Iran. Traders are reacting to heightened geopolitical risk in the Middle East with fears of political supply disruptions pushing benchmarks sharply high. Oh, Charlie.
Well, just related and quickly,
price floor thing will
the Daily Guide is reporting the Citi slide not threat to stability. That's according to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, which has downplayed concerns over the recent depreciation of the cedi, insisting that the currency's decline in January 2026 does not pose a risk to the country's overall macroeconomic stability.
Then do this for stabilize small, like when you enter December 7. These people.
Let me now take you to the Ghanaian publisher, page 7. And GJA gives fire service 14-day ultimatum over assault. The Ghana Journalists Association has given the Ghana National Fire Service 14 days to release the findings of its investigations into the assault on Class FM reporter Samuel Ado. If you do remember, he was allegedly assaulted during that fire incident. And so Mr. Jumfo said the association was disappointed with what it described as a persistent silence from the fire service leadership, despite the interdiction of officers implicated in the Kaswa assault, which was ordered by President John Dramani Mahama.
I think an interesting story here.
Kudos to our president for sticking his neck out for us.
Absolutely. We like it. Now, someone said that anytime you hear Ghanaian institutions or individuals come together to say a head of an institution must go, a lot of the times it means the person is doing something right. I don't know if that's the case for the GTech boss, because UTAG, UDS, all these institutions, they have all come together. They say no, Ghana's tertiary education is better off without a GTech boss. So University of Development Studies branch of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, has said that Ghana's tertiary education system would improve if Professor Ahmed Jinapo Abdullahi were removed as Director General of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. So this conversation is still going on, and we will keep an eye on that. But in Damongo, we are told that a primary teacher has allegedly flogged a pupil to pop a basic 5 pupil of Falahiyat EA Primary School Block A is currently receiving treatment in Damongo St. Anne's Catholic Hospital in the Savannah region after allegedly being severely flogged by his class teacher, Mr. Fatau. The laws are taking this course, so we'll see how.
And just quickly, the police have arrested 12 suspects in a major robbery case. This is on page 21 of the Daily Graphic, and it comes with a picture of COP Lydia Yako Donko, the Director General of the Criminal Investigations Department, giving a brief on the arrested alleged criminals, and it's about 7 of them. Also, the picture in the newspaper.
Right. So that's the news review. Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Francisca.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Go me. And what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
So where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
David Nilate, my friend from Osu, is in the studio.
You know that.
Yeah. Oh, David.
Hey.
Hi, David.
Hi, Caleb.
He's here with the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News. Morning,
Mr. Kuda. It's Friday. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News. We are live on 97.3 Citi FM. The bulletin is brought to you by MTN, Access Bank, and Valex. I am Ni Lati. Thanks indeed for your company. This morning, we begin from the banking industry, where commercial banks are bracing for new risks as Ghana prepares to exit the IMF program later in August. The Ghana Association of Banks says the end of external support could expose member banks to fresh pressures despite improving macroeconomic conditions. More in the following report by Daniel Sakiti.
The association knows that while stabilization efforts have strengthened confidence and created room for credit expansion, banks must prepare for a more volatile operating landscape once program support ends. Key among the concerns are possible swings in global interest rates, the risk of potential capital flow reversals, and renewed currency pressures, factors that could tighten liquidity and raise funding costs across the banking system. The association stresses that these external shocks could test balance sheets if not proactively managed. To mitigate these risks, banks are being urged to deepen risk management frameworks, maintain prudent lending standards, and diversify portfolios, particularly towards infrastructure financing and high-growth sectors. According to the association, a disciplined approach will be critical to protecting financial stability and ensuring the sector emerges stronger in Ghana's post-extended credit facility program. The Ghana Association of Banks is also projecting single-digit inflation throughout 2026, anchored on continued fiscal discipline as the IMF-supported program winds down. The association says the outlook is supported by stronger external reserves, tighter monetary conditions, and ongoing fiscal consolidation, but cautions that inflation risks could resurface once IMF support comes to an end.
Citi Business News' Daniel Sakite with that report. Government must suspend the newly announced directive mandating local insurance for all marine cargo import. That's the Ashanti Business Owners Association speaking. In fact, they are warning that the immediate enforcement of the directive could disrupt trade and increase costs for businesses. The association has rejected the policy in its current form, arguing that while it supports efforts to strengthen Ghana's insurance industry, the compulsory nature of the directive places an additional financial burden on importers.
The association argues that the policy in its current form risks affecting supply chains, particularly for small and medium-sized importers who may struggle to absorb higher insurance premiums. The association is also calling for broader stakeholder engagement, insisting that industry players were not adequately consulted before the directive was announced. A collaborative approach would help ensure that any reforms aimed at retaining insurance premiums locally do not undermine competitiveness at the ports or discourage international trade partners. The directive is intended to ensure that marine cargo insurance for goods entering Ghana is placed with locally licensed insurers, a move government believes will deepen domestic capacity, retain foreign exchange, and grow the insurance sector. However, the association maintains that achieving these objectives requires gradual implementation, clear guidelines, and market-driven solutions rather than outright compulsion.
Moving on, Ghana's overall customer satisfaction score declined sharply to 59% in 2025, down from 72% in the previous year. This is according to the latest Ghana Customer Service Index. The drop has pushed the country from a B grade in customer satisfaction to a D+, just a year after the 2024 general elections, raising concerns that service providers and frontline institutions failed to deliver expected improvement despite efforts to stabilize the economy.
The report, which assessed 11 key industries, identified the insurance sector as the best performer with a 71% satisfaction rating, followed by the banking sector at 61%. The telecommunications sector ranked lowest with a score of 53%. Speaking after the presentation of the findings, founder of the Institute of Customer Service Professionals, Yvonne Ohui-Makati, emphasized the need for government to prioritize customer service standards across sectors.
It doesn't mean that government doesn't have good intentions or that government doesn't know it has to do something, but maybe government doesn't see that as a priority. But it really should be a priority, because all across Africa in December, starting from September to January, that December is something that everybody's looking at. And what does that do? It draws people into the country. Now, right from the borders, when you get to the airport, the question is, how are the people at immigration even speaking to the customers? How are they serving them?
Yvonne Ohui-Makati is founder of the Institute of Customer Service Professionals, ending that report filed by Emmanuel Opon. On the forex market this morning, the dollar is being retailed at 12 cedis 10 pesos. The British pound is going for 16 cedis 20 pesos. That of the euro could be sold to you at 14 cedis 30 pesos. These remain average rates from forex bureaus and not the Bank of Ghana's interbank published rates. That's it for the breakfast edition of City Business News. There's more news on citynewsroom.com/business. I am Neil Atilati. Next is the City Business Edition. Do have a good business day.
Hey, do they want to sack you dry? Why shall I tin way? Engagement things and kwenye. Hey, sure. They even added washing machine, fridge, flat screen TV. 65 inches and so. How do they expect you to buy all these and still take care of your family? Oh, Kwame.
Mama. And how hukra? With Access Bank's Pick Now, Pay Later, we can get everything now in minutes and pay at 0% interest over the next 6 months. Eye koko kra.
Hey, sir.
Access Bank says faster is here. With a now digitized Pick Now, Pay Later, life's big moments are within reach. Just click, pick, approved in minutes. For more information, call our 24-hour contact center on 0800 00 4400. Terms and conditions apply. Access Bank, more than banking.
Momo. It has made life happen in lots of good ways.
Mr. Kwanzaa, Mensaka insurance claim no.
It has put together beautiful weddings. It has filled the bellies of boys at their favorite watchy joint.
My guy, stop. Who they chop cancel these days?
It has made millions of businesses possible.
Mensaka no. We are back in business.
With just a few taps, money moves faster, easier, and safer. Momo understands the weight of your trust in us. We continuously enhance security with features like self-paying reset to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Wunsaka.
When the lights go off, when water won't flow, when rent goes up and wages don't, someone must ask the hard questions. Someone must speak for the people who don't have microphones. That voice is the City Breakfast Show, holding power accountable, championing national development, reflecting the true state of Ghana. Weekday mornings on 97.3 Citi FM, the City Breakfast Show, your voice, your country. The City Breakfast Show on 97.3 Citi FM.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Yeah. The 12 for the money about come on my way. Go.
Obi Antone Coalition. Obi Antone Coalition. Yapi Obi Antone Coalition.
What else?
Code. Obi Antone Coalition. Obi Antone Coalition. Obi Antone Coalition.
Yeah. Member I want to be a boo bonfia. I hope a promo yena buntia. Or you will time for Jano Manivia. Yambuamu Amunsina Bumpia.
Saube Muanio Menina Edi. Nana Yamini Awakano Nebebe Mo. Sauma Usa Swabi Ponina Tutu. So my body don't lose God. Can't walk home out of everybody singing
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.1.
Hallelujah, make me sing, oh yeah, yeah. I say help me sing, oh yeah.
Number fisa meshiase. The choir masamba. Yeah, I hope you like a crab the fair mountain and one say my wife in the drama. When in the wono. Number fisa me yes and seni. Yeah, Umi and I will my show after the winning bomber so pen was a wine pony.
Two of the best to ever do it. Castro, oh my lord, Castro, the nostalgia. And Sarkodie, this is Adonai. Released some 11 years ago with 108 million views on YouTube. Yeah. It is that good. And we're missing Castro. Charlie, listen to the voice. I'll bring you a business edition this morning. As always, in the month of January, when we bring you Effective Living series, on Friday we'll bring you highlights of the important conversations we've been having about how to live our lives effectively. This week is the final week we have, so we'll bring you some highlights this morning. Now, while you're doing the listening, you can be earning rewards from Access Bank, so you need to join Access Bank to benefit from this because they've introduced Rewards by Access. It's a loyalty program that's designed to add value to your everyday banking experience. Whether you're shopping, you're traveling, or you're handling business expenses, every transaction you make with your Access card brings you closer to exclusive benefits, premium privileges, and personalized rewards, all tailored to suit your lifestyle. Points earned through your card transactions can be redeemed seamlessly at any of our merchant partners nationwide, making your spending go even further. So whether you're a frequent flyer, regular shopper, managing daily, family, personal, or business needs, Rewards by Access ensures you get more from every spend. So use your Access card today and enjoy a rewarding banking experience only with Access Bank. www.loyaltyrewards.ghana.accessbankplc.com. Call our toll-free line 0800 004 4400 for more details. Access Bank, modern banking. That's true. Now, have you heard the latest from MTN? If not, listen. For those of you who love MTN Free After One, prepare for the upgraded experience that is MTN Free After One Extra. So this is what it is. You can talk for 1 whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the first minute of every 10 minutes you talk. Which means for every 10 minutes you talk within the hour, you only pay for the first minute. And you get to talk for 60 minutes straight with no interruptions. If you like what you hear, well, there's more. You will get 100 megabytes of data for free after your first call on Saturdays. So you see, now that's the time to talk extra with all the people you love. To subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra today, just dial star 550 hash and follow all the prompts. The Sheho Ghana is happy with you, is grateful to you for working with them in the year 2025. Your loyalty means everything to them, and in the new year they are looking forward to working even more with you, supporting your goals, your dreams, and your financial growth, improving your lives, and with innovative financial solutions. From all of us at the Sheho Ghana, we wish you a prosperous, fulfilling, and successful new year. The shareholders improve life. When the Shell sorts out your financial needs, Shell will sort out your fuel needs. It's filling after filling. Drivers all over Ghana. Emmanuel Amisa Datsun from Accra, Ejapong J. Collins Kumasi, Bright Aqua from Takoradi. They've all already won some free fuel. by just trying the new and improved Shell fuels, and you could be next in our upcoming weekly draw. From now until 28th February 2026, buy 300 Ghana cedis or more worth of the new and improved Shell fuels. Stand a chance to win big. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even 1 year free fuel up for grabs. What a feeling! Don't miss this opportunity. Visit the nearest Shell service station. Fill up for an opportunity to become one of our weekly winners. It's a promo that's regulated by the NLA on its Caritas lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. New and improved Shell fuels, better by far. You will experience banking like never before with First Mobile or with a short code *894# we call quick banking. Your bank will be in your hands. Make real-time transactions with First Mobile or quick banking *894#. Enjoy fast, secure, convenient banking anytime, anywhere. You will enjoy instant airtime and data purchase, funds transfer to and from wallets, interbanking and intra-bank transfers, plus much more. Download the First Mobile app from the Apple App Store or Play Store on Google. Simply dial *894#, follow the prompts, and you will join thousands of customers enjoying seamless banking. For more details, call First Solutions on 0596 921 921. For email us at firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank, you first.
I hope you like a crab before Muntin and one say my wife mini dama. When in the wono. Namufisa may san seni. Uhumiana will your macho after the winning bomb so penna was a wine pony. Nananya Menensano. After the woman too. Man, I must say me a donkey, and I was a wookie. Shame on you too. After the man who said me my couple of yonky. Channel. She didn't was a monkey. If I check, I just say you the hungry. Why a young, I want the social was key. Me woo, ya the Nana Metiase. When they mean your peg will be an Niviase. Man, I made a bank to so I feel I want to be on for handkerchief from the Pamania. What else? Nana, many I walk on a baby more. Swabi ponina tutu. So my party don't lose God, can't walk for my toy. Everybody singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Everybody singing hallelujah, hallelujah. Make me sing, oh yeah. I say happy sing, oh yeah. My win chimney 10 years, me wank way back. My floppy, this be my payback. My enemies if for their God, men care so I don't want to disobey God. No, my try some of them to prison. What brought me particular reason? Mujame home, me need to go for your meeting. Fatu wasum, I don't want to be repeating. Yamina bomb me home by Timunya Foko, money no be problem. I don't need motto to any shame hona many in the short to remember ninja watching I don't know.
Interactive show as ever, 0539986996. Some loved ones are celebrating your special day. This one says, happy 70th birthday to Mama Florence Mante, wife of former moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. Alright, wishing you good health, love, peace, and prosperity. I love you. This is from your husband Joy and Lydia, Jennifer, and Andrew. To Mama Florence Mante, you are 70 today. We love you. Happy birthday to Apostle Daniel Odro, General Overseer, Possible Life International Ministries, Dome Pilatu. On behalf of Mama Oredu, the leaders, the entire congregation, and myself, we wish you a glorious birthday celebration. And this is from Joyce Edem at the Ghana Tourism Authority and Kofi Atakakra Kusi, Deputy Director, Corporate Affairs, GTA. Go Ghana. If you're tired of the Accra hustle and traffic, take a quick escape to the cool, peaceful mountains of Ebri at Biposo Wellness Resort. Whether it's for business, a weekend break, or pure relaxation, Biposo gives you calm, comfort, and fresh mountain air. Perfect place to rest and reset, and it's only a 30 minutes drive from Accra. Visit once and you will never want to leave. Asumdwe Kesiapa. Call us on 0200 557 699. Visit biposoresort.com to book today. Biposo Wellness Resort Peace lives here. Do you know the hottest slogan in town? Say it with me, pa to pa. Yeah, from GCB Bank. Pa to pa be no be just vibes. It's your chance to win Mega Gant1 prizes. Have you heard that before? Mega Gant1. We are talking the ultimate all-expense paid trip to the Global Football Fiesta next year. Plus monthly TVs, fridges, cookers, and many goodies. Prizes no day finish. Join the winning team, deposit and maintain 300 Ghana cedis or more in your GCB savings or current account. And that's all. Small savings. The more points you earn, pa to pa, and boom, then seku to sebam. So get in the game, and your next stop, Fibi Yankee, Canada or Mexico. From December 2025 to April 2026, save when go with the pa to pa promo by GCB Bank. Global Football, here we come. GCB, your bank for life.
Shame on you too. After the men who said, "Mema kobole yonki." Chano, chene musa monkey. If I check, I just say you the hungry. Why you yank about that social boski? Me woo ya the nanya metiase.
So we're getting into the business edition. Highlights of our conversations on effective living series this week. Enjoy it.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Please wait. Please wait. Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get
Welcome to Effective Living Series. This week's theme was Take Charge and Soar. Over the next 4 days, we explored empowering strategies to seize control of your future, from innovative business tactics to career building in dynamic fields. Join us as expert guests provide insights to help you elevate your ambitions and achieve greater heights. Let's begin. Starting with day one on Monday, in a rebounding economy, creating new opportunities is essential. Senior partner at AB&, David Ofosu-Dorte, discusses Blue Ocean Strategy, what a rebound economy means for you. Discover how to break free from competition and carve out your own path to success.
What I'm saying is that whilst the old order has changed, and it has changed, the new order has not yet arrived. It is emerging.
Okay.
So, and to look at the new order, you need to look at it from 5 angles. The first one is the military order. And that military order will still remain in the hands of US, Russia, and China, who will have that balance among, for what you want to call it, a tripolar.
So Europe is not part of this military order?
I think Europe has become quite insignificant. And if you notice, the European leaders are clearly struggling. What is keeping them going is first a lot of hubris and their old attitudes. Yeah, well, nostalgia and hubris all combined together, pushing.
So the military order is the first order, and in that we have a tripolar one:
yes.
U.S., Russia, China.
Yes,
they are the 3 military powers.
And then the economic order.
Number 2, economic order.
Economic order is between U.S. and China.
So in the economic order, there are 2.
There are only 2.
U.S. and China.
Yes, you have the likes of India, even Russia. Beginning to rise. I don't count Europe very much in that new economic order. And that again should, for example, if you want to localize it, determine how policymakers pay attention. And if you remember, I gave one statistic. For example, whilst AGOA has ended after 25 years, and whilst U.S. import from Africa, as an example, has dropped to about 1.2% of U.S. total imports from the rest of the world, China-Africa trade increased by 7% last year, to $116 billion. And China-Africa trade is increasing, and especially China's offer of free trade. So these forces then determines what you think and what you do in order to take advantage.
And you've also said that China has a $250 billion sort of trade arrangement he wants to discuss with major Africans.
Yes, and I keep drawing attention to these things because opportunity doesn't belong to those who see it. It belongs to those who take it. And if you don't take the opportunity at the appropriate time, it becomes a commoditized thing and everybody else then go for it.
So, yes, go ahead.
But let me go on with the rest of the orders.
Yes.
Then I came to the third order, which I call the resources order.
The resources order.
Yeah. The resources order come in two forms. It's one form of the resources order is your ability to produce. That actually belongs to China, 35% of global output. There's no anybody contesting it.
They produce 35% of the world
of global output. Nobody's contesting one country, and they actually keep the global economy going at about 5% growth. And I'm talking about production and value addition. Just take one clear example of rare earth. You see, if you listen to main news, you may be deceived regarding how you think. Everybody will talk about rare earth, but the real thing about rare earth is what you are able to produce, the quality at which you produce rare earth, which only China has the capacity to produce. Even if it comes to military order, the ability to actually produce from the military industrial complex and support war is more likely to belong to China and Russia than America because of the very nature of the political system. And you need to see it that way. So when I talk about the resources order, I'm referring to the production capacity. Again, which is one reason why if I were to come to Africa or Ghana, for example, productivity is quite important to me. The greater your ability to produce, the more you are able to stabilize your economy. And that's how we need to see things. The American economy is strong, all right, but it's finance, strong as finance, just like London, which is a finance capital. But what is backing that finance is the production capacity. Some people even make fun and say even the MAGA hat is produced in China. So that's the.
So the resources order has two dimensions: the production and value addition order.
The first one is
which China dominates absolutely.
The second one is the natural resources order.
Okay.
Which will explain the likes of Venezuela, etc., Iran, and so you have
Saudi
Arabia, oil and gas, and why, for example,
DR Congo,
Ghana, when it comes to gold, I mean, as an example, and other things, cocoa, etc. Which, for example, should explain why Europe is suffering. Because the Russia-Ukraine war, the effect is that you now have to buy gas at higher prices. It affects your production. It creates inflation because you do not have the resources that drives your production. And that's why many companies in Europe are suffering. So the resources order does not necessarily belong to the entity or the country that has the money, but those who can drive production or have natural resources, which is where Africa comes in.
So in the resources order, Africa is a player.
It's a player, but not significant.
Because of the lack of value addition production.
Not just that. I just made a statement that the opportunity and advantage doesn't belong to those who have it or those who see it. It's those who take it. Okay. So if you cannot collectively galvanize your strength as a continent and add value or use the resources as a strategic position to negotiate, you don't have the advantage. You don't take the advantage even though you may have it.
Moving on to day 2 on Tuesday. Arm yourself with the essentials for contemporary entrepreneurship. Bernard Obeng explored modern business toolkits and how to use them. Learn practical ways to harness tools that drive efficiency and innovation in your ventures.
All right.
What we discovered is that in the past few years, there's a gap between academia and what industry really needs. So most students get out of school, yes, they get the first class, the second upper, all right. But when they turn up for work, the skills that give them value are not properly taught in schools. So example, data analytics, business presentations, financial modeling. Some schools are making efforts, but we realize that when these children come to the workplace, it has to be started all over again. So what we've decided to do is that we'll dedicate ourselves, research on some of these key skills and how we can teach them in a proper way so that by the time the student already comes, he's already equipped with these skills. Not only students, but workers. So what we do is that we have regular training sessions, online and in person. So we train in data analytics, financial modeling, Microsoft Office tools. And in recent times, with the evolution of AI, what we've come to do is to add AI tools like Gemini, ChatGPT, Copilot, not only for prompting, but a way to build it around how we work at the office. So essentially, for us, what we teach in is evolving. We will research As long as it adds to productivity, it saves time and makes you work smarter.
All right.
That's what we do.
Let's talk about skills and then we'll end on tools. You mentioned there's a gap between what people learn in school and what the world of work requires. And then you said there are things like data, analytics, business presentation, financial. But let's talk about one by one. What is data analytics? Why? What kind of skill is that?
So let me break it down. You know, back in the 90s, most banks didn't even have apps. Now, most organizations now have a digital version. So in order to reach their customers, they've now put in channels.
Yeah.
What this means is that organizations are generating almost 40,000 times the data they used to do in the 90s.
Yeah.
It presents a very huge opportunity. What is in this data? What insights can we drive from this? For a business, knowing what matters is very, very critical. Because yes, you may be getting the inflows and all that, but what is driving that? So it is important that if you find yourself in the workspace, in fact, data literacy is a core skill. The ability to get data, clean it, transform it, and be able to turn insights in real time. That is what data analytics is about, particularly for decision making. Right. Now, we will split into two, what we call business intelligence. So business intelligence is we take data, historical data from the past, what happened, what made it happen, and then we are able to use that to make decisions. Now there's more. We can now go into prediction. So there's predictive analytics. We are not only relying on the historical, we are relying on what the future is likely to look like, right? So even if you are not in IT, I keep telling our workers and students that data literacy, data analytics is a core skill for everybody.
It's no longer a specialized IT area.
Yes, in the past, if you needed a request, you have to probably put in a request and then the IT guys will now take some months and then get you the insights. Now you don't have to do that anymore. For a typical accountant, you have to wait like 3 months to prepare your financial statements after end of year. Imagine you create something like a financial dashboard. With a financial dashboard, you see things in real time, right? So once you connect the data, you build that system that brings in the data. You are able to like see which variables or which drivers to tweak in order to make the adjustment.
So instead of waiting and doing paper reconciliation and all your impressed ups and downs,
yes,
you have a dashboard that sort of, once you input what you are doing in real time,
yes,
it can analyze for you where your money is going, what's happening, calculate all your ratios and all of those things.
Exactly.
Now, you also said financial modeling is another important skill. What is financial modeling? Why is it important?
So financial modeling helps in decision making, especially when it comes to money management activities. So take it like you're making an investment. Before you even roll out the first dollar or first CD, you need to model how the business situation, which is the real life business situation, will look like. Okay, it gives you an idea to anticipate problems that may come. So when we build financial models, it's a tool to help us make the right financial decisions. Example, take your personal budget. Before the year began, it is important that you anticipate where your incomes will come from, where your expense line will go, and then have a clear idea on what you need to improve so that you don't even turn red. That's a very simple example of financial modeling.
On to day 3, Wednesday. Agriculture holds immense potential for those ready to cultivate it. Agri entrepreneur Mark Tutu Sapon guided us through how to start and run an agri-business, gain actionable steps to launch, manage, and grow a thriving enterprise in this vital sector.
So when you talk of agri-business, as you can see, it's coming from two words, agriculture and business. So agriculture mainly deals with scientific approaches to, farming. So how you improve yield, quality of inputs, quality of the yield, quantity, making sure that for example, the products that are coming through are resilient, being able to withstand the climate changes and stuff. But you don't stop there. When you produce, you need to get it to the consumer. And unless you are in a business of an NGO that is producing and giving out for free, but if you want to sell, that is where the business aspect comes in. So when you talk of agri-business, you are looking at applying business strategies approaches to agriculture, and treating farming as a market-driven enterprise that is focused on cost management, innovation, and then also, of course, the number one priority, that is profit generation. Yeah. So in some or in simple terms, that is how I would describe
it's production, value addition, marketing, all of that together.
Yes, and these three must work together in order to really achieve the objective of profit generation and
amazing.
maximization.
Why is agribusiness so important, particularly for jobs and food? Just talk to me about that.
Agribusiness is important for jobs and food because currently in Ghana, I want to dwell on some of our staples or most commonly used products. So I settled on three, and the NDPC report in 2024 puts our food self-sufficiency for these three crops at rice 55%, which means we are only able to supply 55% of the consumption requirement of the country, meaning that 45% must always be
come
imported, come from outside. When you talk of tomatoes, it is 38%. So we have a gap of about 62%.
Wow.
And then for onions, very surprising, 28%.
Wow.
So a gap of 72%. So if you look at this, why agribusiness is the future for food and jobs is that there is rising demand for agricultural products. And then rising urbanization, also people are becoming also more conscious about what they eat. So all of this put together create a huge opportunity for people wanting to go into this particular area. Agribusiness also can be very profitable, can turn into become a profitable entity or business, and then jobs can also be created. So currently in the 2023 report by the Ghana Statistical Service, close to about 36% of the people are involved, the population are involved in agriculture, which then means that and even at 35%, we still have insufficiency in terms of food supply in the country. So there is a great opportunity for us to take
and when you look at the
advantage.
population in agric, are we talking just farming, or we are including transport, processing, and marketing?
We are looking at all the
whole value chain.
The value chain.
Wonderful. So the point of today's show is to talk about how to start an agribusiness, right? So how do you start? Give me some tips on how I enter the system.
So now I am going to share these points. I am putting myself in here as also an entrepreneur, agriculture. when I started, so I started in 2013.
Okay.
Started with the production and then the export. But before that, I had also worked with a company that was exporting fruits and vegetables to Europe and the Americas. So I've dealt with quite a lot of small-scale farmers, big-time farmers, and you realize that from that time till now, the problems are still very common and still persist. It is because of the way we have gone into the business as somebody will say business as usual for most of the people.
Finally, day 4 on Thursday. Turn your passion for growth into a profession. Doris Ahiati from Crescendo Consult shared expertise on coaching and people development as a career. Uncover how to build a rewarding path in empowering others to reach their full potential.
If you are going to pursue a career in any of these subsets that I mentioned, or the broad area of people coaching and people development, you need to be someone that has a growth mindset.
Okay. Very important.
And you also need to have an attitude or aptitude for continuous learning. And you can already imagine what will happen to you if you are truly passionate and committed to continuous learning and a growth mindset. The little bit I'll say about growth mindset is where you are seeing the cup to be half full as opposed to half empty.
Okay.
You talk about demystifying. There are a number of things that people development specialists would do. They are ultimately helping you to enhance your skills, enhance your knowledge and performance within organizations and also in communities. They help you to unearth potential that may be there and you are not even aware are there. And so they create learning experiences. They support you in your career progression. And they deliver services like training, development programs, performance management, career coaching, and mentoring, leadership development, and organizational change management. Now, the myths come in here where people think, why do I even need somebody to help me in my progression with my performance, with knowledge, with skills? Because I feel like I'm really good already.
Exactly. Why do I need a coach?
Yeah. And that is because there's a myth that the person who is coming to coach me is coming to tell me what to do.
Okay.
And yes, we understand that you have been living with yourself since you were born. So you are the master and the expert of your life, which is actually what a professional coach believes and works with.
Right.
Having unconditional positive regard for who you are, your identity, your beliefs.
Unconditional positive regard for the client.
Yes.
Okay. No matter who.
No matter who you are. So there's no judgment. There's no way we'll say that, oh, this person can't be what they are dreaming of becoming.
Okay.
And we work with you. So I think the myths come in because people think our street view or the work environment abuse of the word coaching is what a professional coach actually is doing.
Okay.
But the International Coaching Federation defines coaching to be partnering with the client in a thought-provoking and a creative process that maximizes the personal and professional potential of the client. I'll take that again. Partnering with the client in a creative and thought-provoking process which maximizes the client's personal and professional potential.
Wow, so it's a partnership.
It's a partnership.
It's not really an installation of 5 ways to become hardworking, 10 ways to be more effective, 25 ways to make more money.
Exactly.
Break bad habits, 21 something.
So coaching is different from training, from lecturing, from consulting,
motivational
from counseling, motivational speaking, mentoring. Coaching is not advising. And so the mindset which people have, which make them think that I already know enough, what's new is this person going to tell me? This person is not in the field in which I am in. It's because we don't understand coaching.
So must my coach be in my field? Must the person be an expert in where I find myself, where I think I need a coach?
Not at all. Not at all, because this person is going to partner with you.
Okay.
Recognizing who you are as a unique individual.
Okay.
And is going to work with you through thought-provoking processes and exercises. And this is specially taught. Coaching is a professional field just like medicine.
Okay.
And you must go through training, be certified.
Right.
The interesting thing is that the certification is not only exams. You actually have to present and submit a recorded coaching so they will evaluate and see that you are doing it right. And for a coach who is doing it right, they don't need to be in your field because they are not coming to hand down solutions as a consultant.
Okay.
They are not going to be telling you what to do or to give you a motivational speech, none of that.
Okay.
But they are creating an environment which is safe, non-judgmental, where you can be yourself and then be able to think, because they work with you to explore. You will discover new perspectives and options.
Right.
Your mind will be stretched. You will gain clarity in areas where you are confused.
I like that.
And the outcomes are very sustainable.
Thank you for tuning into this week's Effective Living series. For more, please visit Channel 1 TV on YouTube. Remember, taking charge is the launchpad to soaring. Now, make your move. Stay effective.
Please wait until I get my new car. Please wait until I find my real size. I'm gonna get this.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. This is the City Breakfast Show.
If you need unique services, innovative financial solutions, we deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, come to let's share go. No matter your situation, come to let's share go. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Whether you're buying water from your favorite spot in Osu, shopping online for the latest styles, or booking your next getaway to Dubai, MasterCard gives you the freedom to pay your way. Insert, tap, swipe, click. So many options, yet so easy. With layers of security protecting every payment, your money stays safe. From Trotro to travel, MasterCard connects you to the life you've earned and the one you dream of. Ask your bank for MasterCard today. MasterCard. Safe, convenient, priceless.
Today, we hit the streets to ask Ghanaians, what would you do with free fuel for 1 year?
Oh, road trips with the girls every weekend.
That's extra savings to help fix my car.
Charlie, 1 whole year, I'll finally be able to visit my mom without worrying about the distance.
This season, it's feeling after filling from Shell with new and improved fuels so you can do the things you love. Buy 300 Ghana cedis or more worth of new and improved Shell fuels and stand a chance to win. Free fuel for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year. It's time to try the new and improved Shell fuels with additives that deliver efficiency, cleaning, protection, and performance. Don't miss out. Fill up with new and improved Shell fuels and get rewarded. Promo runs till the 28th of February 2026. T's and C's apply.
New and improved Shell fuels. Simply better by far.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the City Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3.
Right, Friday, January 30. Welcome to Kickoff on 97.3. I'm Gabi Ofe. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Western Union, Polyton Ghana, Shell V Power, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. Let's get straight into the stories and ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which will be hosted across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Key stakeholders from the Ghana Football Association, the National Sports Authority, and the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, together with the Ghana Supporters Union, held a meeting to discuss Ghana's participation at the Global Showpiece later in June. While central to the discussions were the processes for interested persons who intend to travel to witness the tournament, a forum organized by the Global Volunteers Corps. There is more in this report. In June, global attention will turn to the 2026 FIFA World Cup set to be hosted across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, with the Black Stars of Ghana expected to fly the national flag high by pushing to the latter stages of the competition. As with every major tournament, the role of the 12th man will be crucial, and Ghana will be no exception on the global stage. In that regard, a forum was held on Thursday to sensitize Ghanaians planning to travel to the 3 host countries, focusing on the processes involved in securing visas to support the national team. The forum brought together representatives from the Ministry of Sport and Recreation, the National Sports Authority, the Ghana Supporters Union,
and organizers of the event, the Global Volunteers Corps. President of the Global Volunteers Corps,
Stephen Kweku Dakon, used the occasion to highlight the importance of organizing the forum.
There are processes clearly defined in one who is interested in participating in the World Cup. We are all enthused about our qualification. We want to cheer the Black Stars up wherever they are playing so that we bring back the cup to Ghana. How can we do this? All of us must get involved. but through the right processes. So that's why we have the various institutions. If you don't have, you need clarification on anything, we have the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, we have the Ghana Football Association, we have the National Sports Authority, we have all other agencies that matter relating to this.
CEO of Litina Travels and Tour, Ernestina Brockwell, also highlighted some key checks Ghanaians must pay close attention to when going through the process of securing visas to the United States and Canada.
People have to understand that you know we have this local thing that we say soon pay, and so so you can see that, Jack, if you look in your pocket, there is nothing that can carry you there. Please just chill. Let's do those who can, because the US already is already there's the issue with immigration and all that. They are very particular with who they are going to allow to enter.
Prince Azanu, a coordinator at the National Anti-Doping Agency, also noted that the agency's role from now on to the World Cup will be to sensitize Ghanaians planning to travel for the tournament to conduct themselves responsibly.
We are hitting the ground by way of education, to the point that the athletes has no say to say, I wasn't aware. And all those playing within the industry should be aware of their health, what they take in, and what they are also putting out there when it comes to sports. Sports should be clean across board.
Representing the Ghana Supporters Union, Kasim Awal Osman also cautioned supporters traveling to the United States, Canada and Mexico to ensure they return home when the tournament concludes.
Advice I will give it to the supporters is that anyone who will get opportunity to go to this World Cup should try and then come back. That will give you the opportunity to get a chance to go the next World Cup. So the advice I'm giving all our supporters is that when you get an opportunity to go, try and then come back.
All right, so that's the report from that forum held yesterday between the Ministry of Sports, National Sports Authority, and the Ghana Supporters Union. Well, let me run you through the fixtures coming up in the Ghana Premier League. Later today, Nations FC will take on Mediama Sporting Club at 3:30 p.m. On Saturday, there's Vision is taking on Dreams. Heart of Lions will play Kumasi Asante Kotoko. On Sunday, there's Ediana taking on Samatex. Vienna Gold Stars will play Swedru All Blacks. Heart of Folk are up against Bichem United. Holy Stars will take on Bichem United. Brekum Chelsea. And then Kerala United are up against Hoho United. Young Apostles will play 11 Wonders. In the EPL, some good games coming up on Saturday. 3 p.m. there's Brighton up against Everton, Leeds up against Arsenal, Wolves will take on Bournemouth, Chelsea play West Ham United, and then Liverpool are up against Newcastle United. For Sunday, some really good games coming up in the EPL. There is also Aston Villa taking on Brentford, Manchester United will play Fulham, Nottingham Forest up against Crystal Palace, and then Spurs take on Manchester City at 4:30 p.m. We'll be up to the games proper later at 5 p.m. on Sports Flash. That's the very latest in the world of sports. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com and on X at City Sports JJ. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Western Union, Polyton Ghana, Shell V, Power, and Let's Improve Life. I'm Gabby Offer. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care and bye-bye.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
When Ghana wakes, questions wake with her. Jobs, roads, power, water, policies that touch real lives. From the market woman to the boardroom, from the street to the state house. This is where the nation speaks. This is where leaders are held to account. The City Breakfast Show, the biggest morning show in Ghana. National conversations, real impact. The City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM.
not just another bank.
Mensaka Mekao!
Now what saw dear?
Hey, Charlie, what's it? Imagine buying your favorite gadget and driving home a sleek saloon car.
Oh yes, with Max Buys You Shop You Drive promo, every purchase brings you closer to amazing prizes.
Just shop any product from Max Buy
and stand a chance to win a sleek saloon car, TVs, smartphones, and more. Your next buy could make you a winner.
So what are you waiting for? Shop now and let's make your dream drivable with Max Buy.
Max Buy. You shop, you drive.
For further enquiries, call Max Buy on 054-401-9552. Terms and conditions apply.
This promo is being run by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Hey, Andrea, challenge these days, new level crowd. Where did you pass?
Me, pass somewhere. I just switched for a better life. Hey. I switched for comfort. Look, your salary deserves better.
Switch?
Yeah.
How do you mean?
I switched my salary account to Fidelity Bank. Oh, okay. And that's my jackpot. I get higher loan amounts with lower interest rates, as well as personalized financial support. They gave me a loan to expand my side hustle, and the terms are just flexible.
Wow.
Your salary deserves better.
Oh, my salary deserves better. You see the way you are smiling wide? Yes, I will switch and smile wider. Your salary deserves better. Switch to Fidelity Bank today and enjoy lower interest rate, car and home loan, personalized financial support, and a smile that lasts. Switch and smile wider. Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
If I believe with us, Fidelity. If I know I dey your side, Fidelity.
We want jobs, right? We want opportunity. It starts with what we eat.
When we eat Ghana rice and buy local chicken, we create jobs for our own people, not for importers.
Eating Ghanaian food isn't just a meal, it's a statement of independence, pride, and progress. Eat Ghana, build Ghana, our food, our future.
The Eat Ghana, Build Ghana campaign is supported by Agri Impact Limited in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation and the 24-Hour Economy.
You're looking for a bank to rely on? Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Would we say to bank baby? No lie, only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe, universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt, they tell me office is chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first. Nobody feed you, I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see crap, yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Auntie T, I beg, fix me go betete Ghana. No gari, no oil, no plantain, just beans then eggs.
Hey, brah, that be dangerous combination, no?
Problem no day. I feel handle am.
For Telecel, with the Bob say everybody gets what they like. That be why Made For Me bundles day. Based on your usage, you fit get your own data and call packages. Fala! Made For Me bundles like the way you the want town. That *530#, then buy Made For Me bundles today.
Telecel. Connecting energies. Are you planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country? You want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. you can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Why, baby? Hey, my me say enra my boyfriend akwesi obo star 959 hash e woni phone so na we win.
Anita, I don't doggy park.
Oh, one so akwesi asanso aba number 1. Yeah, mo adwen na ho. And na dey was so ye me show papa bi. Na me dey toss am me short sexy dress no. Na me say samiti. Na me ye me nails no so come on. Oh, no. Me fa uba. Make I do some small 1-2 rounds be answer me do ho. Na we tria. Nana so he for order. So Chinese any wine papa bi. And they mean this check no.
Anita.
Na sa ne mia when you TV bi no. Also say sound. No to prepared. Na me chilly AC mu. I no go fit sweat like that. See fine girl.
Hey Anita.
Jesus.
Baby I will do no jina wa. Mr. Remember dial star 959 hash. Oh iPhone na back to my own. No one can say sika so what.
Sister, next time cut call no what? Dial star 959 hash and I call 590mobile.com.gh. Not to be 590 mobile. Down some.
Life doesn't always go as planned. Maybe you dreamed of earning a degree, but something got in the way. Losing a parent, financial struggles, or life just happening. But what if I told you it's not too late? At Cracks Training Institute, we believe in second chances. With the ABE Level 6 program, your dreams are back within reach. If you hold an HND or a 2-year diploma and have valuable work experience, this is your opportunity. The ABE Level 6 is recognized by Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, GTEC, and equivalent to a bachelor's degree. But that's not all. It also qualifies you to enroll in any university in Ghana for a master's degree. And here's the good news. Admission is in progress. This is your moment. Don't let it pass you by. Take the first step towards rewriting your story. Call us today at Cracks Training Institute on 0552 222217, 0552 222217, or visit cracks.edu.gh.
Is there anything better than winning a bet? Well, with Betway's world first bet influencer feature, there is now. When you place a bet with Betway, you will generate a unique code. By sharing these codes, you will earn 4% of every wager in cash. And when word starts spreading, the returns start rising. No matter the outcome, you can score big. It's easy to create your own codes. Choose your favorite teams and send to your friends anytime, anywhere. So, what are you waiting for? Start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer. Brought to you by Betway. Watch the next video for all the details. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more.
This is the story of Anthony Owusu-Ansah and his delivery business, Shark Express. What started as one man's dream is now a thriving same-day delivery business that serves hundreds of families. Through financing, mentorship, business networks, and market access, APSA is helping businesses like Shark Express grow, create jobs, build futures, and deliver joy across Ghana. Behind Anthony's success isn't only hard work, it's having the right partner like APSA. From funding to guidance, APSA stands with entrepreneurs who dare to dream.
We see your story and we invite you to write it with us. Your story matters. APSA.
My friends, I'm a very happy man. Let me share my testimony. I needed a home at a prime location, but I didn't have enough money. The little I had was too small to buy even a studio apartment, but a friend of mine introduced me to invest to own from Priority View Homes. I invested the little money I had for only 2 years. True to their word, at the maturity date, I qualified for a 2-bedroom luxury apartment at a prime location in Accra. Now look at me, living in my own home without the usual hassle. If you want a stress-free home to live in, I would advise you to sign up to their invest-to-own policy and say cheers to a new home. You may call Priority View Homes Limited on 055-588-2294, 055-588-2294. and you will never regret you did. Priority View Homes. There's no place like home.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
It's 8 after 9, 97.3. This is Caleb Kuda here with Francisca Kakafo saying we have some of your dedications here. We'll be bringing them to you shortly. What's on our minds this morning? Well, I've received a number of messages that I want to share with you. I don't know if you can identify with some of these concerns that have come up. I'll be happy to hear what's of concern to you as well. It's been a whole week. We've had conversations about the automobile dealers and the value of brand new cars that are coming in from China and how some of that is even cheaper, brand new but cheaper than some of the home used salvage vehicles that we are even buying here. And why it's important that the macroeconomic gains we are experiencing is reflected in that particular sector. So much has happened this week. But I have this message a friend of mine sent to me this week that I think a lot of people can identify with, and it's got to do more with housing in that space. So I'll just give you a teaser, right, and take care of a few messages and announcements, and then I will get into that. Says Caleb, I've had to cough up all my savings plus loans to find a new space. because my landlord insisted on taking 2,500 for a one-bedroom house at Bosche, a space I paid 1,500 cedis for only 2 years prior. Meanwhile, I read on your news portal that the price of building inputs have reduced. My question is, what will it take for landlords to pass on the gains of the macroeconomic stability to Ghanaians? Because many landlords use the cedi's depreciation to charge us when the rates were higher. Now that there is relative stability, we are yet to see a translation of same into rent rates. So this is a message that came through earlier. The number, there's another I will bring to your attention, but it's an interactive show. 0539986996. I'll get back to this shortly. But look, school fee stress is staring at some people, and it's not funny. But Zenith Bank says you have to say goodbye to those unnecessary stresses. Pay your school fees and residential fees with Zenith Bank. Simply dial *966 *3# on your phone. No data needed. Select Zenith Merchant Pay, enter your school code, follow the prompts, and confirm payment with your PIN. Payment is real time with instant confirmation, as fast, as simple, as stress-free. So start the year right with easy school fees payments using Zenith Bank's Merchant Pay short code *966 *3#. For a full list of schools, visit zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. And you don't need to travel abroad. We have world-class education right here in Ghana, and that's available at Lancaster University, Ghana. You will earn a British degree, develop employability skills, and enjoy a campus experience that inspires growth and confidence, gain practical skills, global exposure, and access to scholarships that make your dream degree even more achievable. Apply now to study with expert faculty trained to UK standards right here in Ghana. For more information, lancaster.edu.gh. Email us admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Call us 0248656274. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. This one is for all of us who drive around and are looking for insurance that is trusted. Enterprise has done this for 102 years, so they have the credibility. And they've done one more thing. They've dropped the Insure Naturally promo. That's the road to ultimate football experience. So you are not just protecting your car, you are getting rewarded for it. You will enjoy free fuel coupons, any airtime, shopping vouchers, stand a chance to win an all-expense paid ultimate football experience live at the stadium. Insure your car now with Enterprise Insurance. Be part of the Insure Naturally promo. The promo runs from now until May 2026. We are doing this on the NLA's Caritas Lottery platform. Enterprise Insurance is your advantage. Good energy, your good energy journeys just got better. Girl is offering discounts at selected stations nationwide while maintaining the quality that protects your engine to take you further. It is the same trusted fuels enhanced with XP3 additive. Girl continues to deliver quality fuels that has served the nation for over 60 years. Girl is good energy. A glorious happy birthday to Christabel Ofori of 37 Military Hospital. We wish her all the best and may God's grace give her a turn of joy and peace of mind with good health. Wear that smile as you share with your patients from colleagues and friends at Yeboah Ward Maternity. Oh, I know the Yeboah Ward. Christabel Ofori, 37. Thank you. Happy birthday to you. Have a wonderful day. Happy birthday to Francis, a son of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Hospital at Gunas Radio. May you continue to be a blessing to your clients. May God richly bless you from the staff and management of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Hospital at Gunas Radio. More dedications. Happy birthday to the bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, Dorcas Jumo Ajiman, Assistant Superintendent of Immigration, Ghana Immigration Service. It's another 365 days. I love you 2 bits. Blessings, good health, and wealth is what I ask for you this special day. Yamishirabu, this is from your husband, Kwame Jumo Ajiman, and the kids. Our stories are different. For some of us, it's the thrill of chasing dreams, of opening new shops. For others, it's how they are able to tap their phones and pay for Wache with no stress. Whatever your story, Absa is ready with digital solutions, travel insurance, free international debit cards, flexible repayment options on loans, and countless other perks that actually match your ambition. So whatever chapter you're on, Absa says we see your story. Your story matters, Absa. Let's boost our career with Sima. Whether you are fresh out of university or climbing the corporate ladder, Sima gives you real-world skills, global recognition, and a powerful network of over 689,000 professionals in 190 countries. And while you learn, unlock leadership and digital finance skills, become a chartered global management accountant, no boring lectures, enjoy flexible self-paced online learning, and study anytime, anywhere. AICPA-SIMA-SIMA.com is where to visit online. 02630119992. SIMA, one SIMA qualification, countless career opportunities. And this February, love is truly in the air. Accra Africa World Airlines invites you to fly your heart out with the Hour for You 26 promo. Enjoy an instant 10% off all fares when you book on the Hour mobile app from February 1 to February 14. Download the app, book your flight, and let love take you places. Hour for You 2026, showering you with unlimited love. Africa World Airlines, touching Africa, touching the world. Look, I am yet to come across anyone who says that, look, my landlord has reduced rent, following the following the
macroeconomic gains you talked about.
Exactly. I don't know if
the
anyone
stability we are feeling.
Precisely.
Your prices are going down.
Precisely.
Currency is doing fairly well.
The city is doing well with the Palongo and Agbaja so far it's stable.
Interest rates may go down further.
Exactly.
So your expectations are high.
Precisely.
But the reality.
Oh no. If your landlord has reduced your rate, let me know. If you're a landlord and you have staggered your rents for your tenants, let me also know.
I think the question should be, has it ever? Yes.
As a result
of... You have to insert ever in it. Has your landlord ever reduced your rent?
Called you to say, listen, this year so far, cement prices have gone down. We are seeing the trade minister always engaging the cement manufacturers, and we are told that, listen, inputs of... prices of about 10 building inputs have reduced.
What are some of these inputs? Cement will be one.
So cement is on there. I'm told roofing sheets have gone down as well. Let me get you that story. It's
roofing
on
sheets?
Yeah. Okay, let me just bring you the story so I'm accurate on that. There are even toiletries like sanitary products for construction have gone down. So prices of 10 building inputs have fallen. What's next for your project? Emmanuel Opon is writing on citynewsroom.com. Story says, for the first time in almost 2 years, the prices of core construction materials in Ghana are no longer the main drivers of rising building costs. New data from the Ghana Statistical Service reveal that a broad range of construction inputs either fell in price or remained largely stable in 2025, offering relief to builders after a prolonged period of steep cost escalation. So key among the list are reinforcement bars. I don't know what that is. Reinforcement bars.
Reinforcement bar, yeah.
Reinforcement bar. Okay. And then there are cement is also on the table. These are two of the most critical and expensive building materials: reinforcement bars and then cement. These two have gone down. The other inputs that have gone down are reinforcement prices declined by 7.3% year on year. Cement prices fell by 5.1%, and that's marking a clear turning point in construction affordability. But the relief goes beyond headline materials. Prices of burglar proofing are dropped by 3.8%. Small tools. My phone is misbehaving.
Yeah, the phone is giving you stress.
Yeah, small tools. Can
you forward it to me?
And okay, so roofing sheets. I was right. Roofing sheets are down by 1.9%, according to Prime Building Cost Index for December 2025. Plumbing materials also recorded 0.5% decline, while toilet accessories fell by 0.4%. Other commonly used inputs showed signs of stability rather than inflation. So ironmongery, such as lock and hinges, fine aggregates, metal work, these all posted marginal increases of 0.3%, 0.4%, and 0.7% respectively. And then essentially flat compared with the sharp jumps seen in 2023 and 2024. So together, these 10 items, Bernard, 10 items dubbed cost cutters of 2025 account for the significant share of everyday construction spending, particularly in residential and small commercial projects. So if you are building, a lot of gains for you. Now, the easing in material costs helped push overall building input inflation down to 4.4% in December 2025. So,
yeah, but have they given us? Did they give us the how long the prices have been coming down?
Okay.
Because the thing about building a house, which I know, is that it's a long-term project.
Yeah.
Number two, so the prices have fallen, but by what extent?
Okay.
Number three, building materials cost is just one part of the cost of building a house. Land is another issue. Access to finance to build a house is another issue. Okay. Number four, do we have an index that shows how many new houses have been built over the same period? Because the issue about rent is a demand and supply issue. In fact, there's even more. The fact that even new houses are built doesn't mean that new rental accommodation is available, because people can decide to build a house and use it for a kiosk, a shop. You can build a house and use it for a school or a church. So I'm saying that there's too many factors that I feel it's a bit premature to start expecting landlords to lower their prices on the basis that some building materials have come down. I mean, I feel like it's completely too optimistic. The Minister for Housing 2 days ago said Ghana has a housing deficit of 1.8 million units. It could actually be more. These things are very conservatively measured. The truth is that until the government, private sector decide that the middle to low income housing is something that should be catered for, and until there's available financing for house ownership, we will never solve this problem. Ghana is a cash-based economy, so whether it's buying cars or even renting a house, everything you have to pay cash. In most societies, there are payment terms, you have credit, so there's a lot of things. So I feel like it's a bit, I mean, it's a good thing to explore.
Not seen enough
to say that, oh yes, building materials are coming down and things, but I feel these are structural problems. And then there's also the behavioral dimension, right, where Ghanaians arbitrarily price. It's a seller's market. The landlord can say, if you won't pay, free me fee, because in fact you can get a house today at a Belingpe and tell the guy you are coming tomorrow. If you don't go by 11 o'clock, somebody will go at 10 o'clock and take it. So you don't solve structural problems by a few price reductions which are not even sustained. So
these have been this level. Okay, so the story says largely in 2025 the prices have been stable around these rates.
I mean, even with the currency being a bit stronger, building materials imported are also cheaper, right? But I feel like the real question government needs to ask is, how do you incentivize private sector people to invest in housing for people who work, middle to low income people?
Exactly.
That's what because you will go to parts of this city, people have put up rental apartments that nobody's living in for 3 years.
Empty.
A market like that will not think about an ordinary person, because if you can have a house at cantonment, part of it is a store of value, part of it is washing money which is from illegal sources, part of it is basically whatever. So you cannot expect if somebody can put up an apartment in cantonment and for 3 years not have a tenant and still be okay, you think that private sector money will go into building a house for a fresh university graduate? So and the government's approach of let me build the houses, it's also not worked. Saglem is a big example. I think what they need to do is to incentivize people who have money, whether it's the land tenure they will use to incentivize them or some tax breaks to say, look, build houses within the range of, say, I don't know, $10,000 to $25,000 per unit. And then talk to financial institutions that can work with companies for people to have a payment plan, because now the currency is relatively stable. You get it? Give them Citi mortgages. Then you are having a conversation. Landlords will keep doing this for the long, and you can't use law to change. You can't. You're a lawyer here. Is there a law that can force me to rent my house to you? You can't do that. You have to work on the economics part. Law is strong, but law can't do everything. You can use policy to incentivize people. You can use law to protect people who are weak from being cheated. But you cannot use law to tell somebody what to do as an independent economic agent on how to sell his house. So it's not going to work. And I feel like I listen to the housing minister, and they all mean well. They come, and it's almost like there's a template that's been given to them. So that template is when you come, what do? Oh, affordable housing. We are putting up X units. We are doing this. We
never finish. We abandon old ones and start new projects, because if you go all across the country from Tamale to Koforidua to Saglemeho, everywhere you go, there's a certain government housing project that was supposed to be affordable that has stalled midway because along the way there was a new government and they had to also start a new project. There was some allegations of corruption were being probed, never ended. And the regular people are still struggling.
I don't think that is far-fetched when governments go for the affordable housing projects. The world over, especially in Europe, the target for affordable housing is real. And so I think that is in the right direction when governments in government house go for the affordable housing project. But here's the missing link. They always skip the local assemblies in the planning. The district assemblies, metropolitan assemblies. You see, you can't provide for the needs of the community over and above the operations of the local authority. And what we have done over the years is to weaken the essence of the local assemblies so that we can strengthen our power and decision-making abilities at the center. That's what governments are excited about. So, when you chose to, if you like, do a project for affordable housing, let's say Adenta, what was the role of the Adenta Municipal Assembly? How are they involved? What is their supervisory responsibility? What are the follow-through activities? How are we going to make sure it's sustained within the context and the purpose for which it's built? These things are always missing. So we look at it as a transaction. Yes, let's go. We want to do Saglemi. We got somebody who is building, we pay the money, and the person, and then we build that thing, and we leave.
Headlines.
And then from the day you inaugurate it or you commission it, it starts deteriorating. So this is where we are. Let's strengthen our local assemblies. And strengthen is not just in words. let's overhaul the whole system so that we can integrate it with the National Development Plan. But this isolated development agenda from political parties and governments, this is what has brought us where we are. Everybody comes. No, you see, I believe that once a new government takes over, their first assignment is to sit through 1 month of education from the National Development Planning Commission. I'm telling you, their orientation, there has to be a 1 month where they are exposed to the grand plan for Ghana by the authorized and mandated body, so that we can all be aligned to the general direction of the Ghana strategy. It's not somebody travels to some country, sees tomatoes, now we want to do tomatoes. Then everybody is doing their own thing. Meanwhile, there's a plan. But no matter how grand the plan is, our direction of sidestepping, overstepping the district assemblies for whatever it's worth, I think that is what has brought us here.
Oh, someone is educating me here. The reinforcement material I refer to is simply iron rods. Iron rods has, upgraded name that I didn't know. So Bernard thinks, look, it's too early for us to expect some reduction in the rent regime, right? But I firmly think that, look, landlords are living here too with us, and if for nothing at all, sometimes it's not even the amount they're asking for, is the insistence on 2 years rent advance. I mean, times are a lot better now. If you made it a bit more flexible, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, it's easier on the pocket for a lot of young people and young families, because I think for a lot of people, rent is the major part of their household budget. And if you're able to figure out a way to crack that code, it will make life a lot more easier for many people. And I think the government should really, really be interested in how to engage in the space, have the relevant conversations with the relevant authorities to make sure that as we are trying to make transport easier, we're bringing down fuel prices and all, we should also care about where the people lay their heads. In building the affordable housings, we've had all the challenges we've enumerated, that is true. But with the private sector too, how do we ensure that we engage and there's some reasonableness? That would be very much appreciated. Don't you think so? I'll come back for that. I'm seeing a lot of messages already, and Kakra is here. She also has a lot to say, but let me take care of a few things and we'll get back to that. In today's connected world, technology is not a convenience, it's critical. When devices fail, productivity, business, and communication are affected. Tech Therapy Limited is a professional technology services company in Ghana, providing reliable repair and support for smartphones, tablets, laptops, and smart wearable devices. We serve individual professionals, businesses, and institutions that value quality, accountability, and dependable service. We handle every device with care through proper diagnostics, skilled technicians, and structured processes. No guesswork, no unnecessary delays, just solutions you can trust. Whether it's your personal device or a fleet of devices supporting your operations, Tech Therapy Limited delivers support that keeps you moving. So call us on 0505 789 096 or 0256 111 790. Send an email to acc.service@techtherapy.africa. Follow us at Tech Therapy GH on all social media platforms. Visit our website at techtherapy.africa. Pass by our office at 24 Garden Road, East Legon. Tech Therapy Limited, your digital wellness partner. What two words can ruin your day any day? Insufficient balance, annoying, right? Yeah, but don't stress. With extra balance from Forms Capital, you can get a quick top-up straight to your Momo wallet. Your overdraft limits keep going up, and the best part is that the interest is only charged for the days the funds are used. It's fast, it's easy, and keeps you moving, because Forms Capital believes in community impact and financial inclusion. So no wallets left behind, whether you're a trader, student, or parent. No matter who you are, You are deserving of financial access anytime, anywhere. Get your extra balance now. Sign up for free on the Momo app. Navigate to financial services advances and select extra balance to register, or dial *170# select 534 to activate extra balance. Extra balance, live extra. Now, if you're a young entrepreneur, a woman building something remarkable, or running an SME ready to expand across borders, this is your moment. Under the patronage of President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, and in partnership with Africa Continental Free Trade Area Secretariat, the Africa Prosperity Network presents the Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2026. Theme is empowering SMEs, women and youth in Africa's single market, innovate, collaborate, trade. It's an all-important African meeting that takes place at the Accra International Conference Center from the 4th to the 6th of February. 3-day Africa Prosperity Dialogues 2026. It will be accompanied by Project Africa exhibition, and the event will culminate with the Africa Prosperity Champions Awards and Gala Dinner at the Kempinski Hotel on 6th February 2026. You will network with leading investors, access real funding, and learn how to trade across Africa's market of 1.5 billion consumers. This isn't just another conference, it's your avenue to continental success. Register now at africaprosperitynetwork.com. WhatsApp at 0536 098 I beg your pardon, 325. Africa Prosperity Dialogues, where business and political leaders meet to drive Africa's single market. And people are winning big on 590 mobile just by dialing *959#. NLA has increased the play time for your favorite 590 mobile. Monday to Saturday, noon rush starts at 8:30 p.m. and closes at 1:25. While the evening draw starts at 1:30 p.m., closes at exactly 7:55. And there is more. Sunday Asida remains the same, no change. So catch all the 590 mobile evening live draws from Monday special to Sunday Asida. GTV broadcast 8 p.m. to 8:15 sharp. Always remember to stake responsibly. Contact us on 0308249477 for inquiries. 590 mobile at Dawunsem. Kaka, is it too early? Are we asking for too much? That landlords, they should look inside the system for us, while government also engages all the relevant sector players. Let's do the affordable thing. But in the meantime, Charlie, some relief.
I largely agree with the things that Bernard said, but I have one point of disagreement. I'll get to that later. Because listening to Uncle Sam, I was excited when he brought in the conversation about the National Development Planning Framework. Okay. As it stands, that framework, which has spelled out the plans for the transformational development of this country, is merely advisory. I do not readily know the position of the CRC, the Constitution Review Committee, as to whether or not the NDPC framework should be binding on governments. Over the years, it's just merely been advisory, guiding policy and how and regulation and how government goes about it. But for a government, Al-Qassam, to be bound by the plans written down in this report by the Constitution, it should be a constitutional mandate. I think that it will be. I was trying to find that quickly from the Constitution Review Committee, but I'm yet to see that. But I think that would have been the way going forward, so that all these housing projects will not be quickly rushed ideas by political parties.
Properly aligned with the national
flag
vision.
bearers trying to win power, but will be exactly as you've said, properly aligned with the national vision. That being said, and that is yet to be done. So clearly, it's a government failure. The political interest always rears its ugly head in our governance, but. The question for me is, when there's a failure by the state or the government, what then happens to the common man? What then happens to the rest of us? I think that where the government has failed, that is when we have a moral duty to come in and intervene on our own behalf. Because if Fred asked the question this morning when we were discussing this, that what is it that you are doing as a Ghanaian or as a member of the Ghanaian community that you make sure doesn't affect the next person, or you you couldn't be bothered if it affects the next person. And that's for me is the question. When landlords are making their decisions, okay, I get the point Bernard makes about new rental projects. It may be too soon to consider these 10 lists of items, building items. You say the prices have gone down. But what about the macroeconomic gains that we're told about? What about the exchange rates doing fairly well, the stability? A lot of businesses, SMEs will attest to the stability and how it's making sense. Because usually the landlord's claim is that the CD is not doing well.
That's always the catch, isn't it? It's a big
inflation
one.
is high.
Oh, my
but
Lord.
the story is different now. So
let's
my
see the
expectation
change.
would have been a certain moral duty as a Ghanaian to be considerate of your fellow Ghanaian who's also a consumer of one product or another. We are consuming water, we are consuming electricity, fuel, etc. So that when the supposed reasons for your increment appear to be going down, the humane thing to do is to try and reduce it so that the person can also get some respite. Instead of trying to build on the gains and maximize the profit you're going, it should be a windfall for everybody. And so it comes back to me as the character of the person called the Ghanaian. And our character, unfortunately, I don't take myself out, is molded and shaped by greed instead of humanity for one another.
Yeah, it's very important. But on the flip side too, I also know I've engaged landlords who say, look, I don't take 2 years. I don't even take 1 year. Just pay me at the end of the month. And tenants
in Ghana here.
Yeah. There are some landlords like that. But the tenants will live there. They will not pay, and they will even not maintain the property for you. So it's a two-way thing. But of course, for the most part, we're on the side of the tenants for now. The landlord should reduce the tip for the boys to feel free small.
Because I was going, so that's why I was asking in Ghana here. For me, it's about the how disproportionate this is.
Absolutely.
You often have the landlords demanding a year's rent or 2 years' rent. Hardly will you find in Ghana here. It may happen, as you say, but I'm yet to experience that. But yes, I've encountered a landlady who was charging just 6 months.
Right.
And if you wanted to go beyond that, you were at liberty to do so. But it also comes back to the market, as Bernard said. The market is such that it favors the landlord or the seller because the demand is high. You talked about the 1.8 million housing deficit. You see, and that again is a government failure because that's a problem that they always update us on, but the solutions never get home.
Sometimes what could explain this? Because we have housing deficit here. Nigeria has housing deficit. Kenya does. Uganda does. Housing deficit across the continent. But the 2-year phenomenon seems to be very unique to Ghana. My friends in Nigeria say they pay, I think, 3 months. Kenya say they pay every other month. After every month you pay, you just have to pay that security deposit thing, and then you're good. So yes, we have a housing deficit of 1.8 million. That's okay. But this 2 years business, what's
I
the
think it's
story
a demand
behind
and
it?
supply issue. It's just a demand and supply. If tenants have options, if tenants have options, we wouldn't be where we are. Okay, that's one. And again, you have everybody moving to Accra. Everybody moving to Accra. So definitely the demand
outstrips supply.
You understand? I mean, in an exponential manner. So once you have a situation like that, the seller is too strong. And so, and if you refuse the offer, the next person is taking the offer anyway. I mean, to the extent that the policy maker has not been able to manage the dollarization of rents as we speak. House owners, estate owners are still quoting rents in dollars. Blatantly, they are not hiding it.
Sometimes even on the outskirts of Accra.
That's what I'm saying, that they are quoting. And the system hasn't made any public example of the punishment that it comes with. All they do is to advise.
I remember there was an announcement like that from
advise
BOG.
them. Is it illegal? If it's illegal, let's go after them.
Calm down on that.
Because you see, until we send the strong signal along these lines, people will go for their own comfort and convenience.
For me, I agree with that, but I come back to the economic point. For me, you know, I see, you know, Sky is not here, but Francisca is here. Law people, they always want to enforce and sort of.
Oh, but the enforcement is coming from.
I know. what I see, I said a bit of behavioral economics. It's about incentives.
Yeah.
So for me, look, Ghana, we are cash based. Is the finance, okay? When we talk finance, there are two issues: construction finance.
Yeah.
Okay. Where is money coming from for long-term construction finance? So if I want to go into real estate development for people at the low end, at what interest rate will I get the credit? Now, if even 40% of what I'm buying is from abroad, I may need a mix of local and foreign finance.
Sure.
Okay. Now, I'm going to sell or rent those houses in cities. So there are issues that have to be dealt with around the materials I'm using being local, so that my cost will be local. Because if I'm going to buy in dollars to build a house and sell in cities, it's not going to work. So whilst, yes, you have to enforce, and indeed, this central bank has tried to reduce the dollarization. But dollarization is not just a question of enforcement, it's a question of incentives.
Right.
Now, in the past, people have said, does the government itself believe in its own currency? Okay. It's very important. So if you don't deal with the question of cost of funds for construction finance on the supply side, you're not going to have sustainable, so-called affordable housing even available, which is why he says it's a demand and supply issue. So the supply side is very important. People like Grader and Co., there has to be ways in which the government incentivizes them, gives them, I don't know whether it's tax breaks or whatever, so that their cost of construction will be low. Now, why is Ghana different from Kenya and Nigeria? I think our land tenure is the West.
That's an important
so
part of the story.
if he's going to build a house at his level in Nigeria or Kenya, he won't pay 6 chiefs. But here he has to. So one of the reasons why people who own property price the way they do, take the money up front, is the cost of putting up a house is too high. Indeed, per square meter, to build per square meter in Accra is more expensive than even Johannesburg.
So build per square meter in Accra is more expensive.
So we see sometimes and I'm not here to defend people who are building, but what I'm saying is that the economics of housing, we haven't figured it out. And I'm not even finished on the supply side. Now let's come to the demand side. We are people in Ghana. I remember I was reading a survey done by one of the financial institutions on what are people's financial priorities. Most people don't intend to pay back loans when they borrow. So they ask people, it was Old Mutual also, they asked people in a survey, when you have money, what are your priorities? Oh, I want to help my relative, I want to save. Most people are not interested in paying back loans. They are, people, when you send them Momo, somebody says, Saman, have me Momo. When you send to oh, why you send to that number? Oh, why? Because they can here MTN, your most mama pay. So somebody who doesn't even have money, he doesn't intend to pay back. Now translate that into why, if I am a landlord, I want to take my money up front. If the behavior of Ghanaian borrowers is that we will borrow, we will not pay, why will I want to ask you to pay me every month? You see, so sometimes we say it's the people who are selling, and I'm here to say the behavior of the Ghanaian lender is also an issue.
Doesn't warrant that stress.
I haven't even finished. Financial institutions as well are not prepared to go into the mortgage market the way they ought to. All right, and part of that is because a lot of those who build, a lot of their costs are in dollars, and the finance is in cedis. So that's part of the stability. But even the financial institution itself, the incomes of Ghanaians are very low. Okay, so if somebody says I'm even building a house and selling it to you at $25,000, at the time the dollar was so expensive that even if you are earning 8,000 Ghana cedis, you can't get a proper mortgage. If they give you a dollar mortgage and even give you an interest rate of even 4 or 5%, it's exorbitant because you already have FX loss. Now, city mortgages, the interest rates are over 30%. So what I'm saying is that the financial architecture of Ghana, the economics and the finance, and then our behavior makes it almost impossible for people to have reasonable housing. So whilst I agree that we have to enforce rules around FX, I think the more sustainable thing to do is to think of finding alternative building materials. So, for example, the company in Takrady that does toilets, you need more companies that do fixtures and fittings. in a competitive, because the other thing is that even if you do it in Ghana, if a Chinese person can bring it cheaper to me, that's another issue.
Yeah.
You get it? So, Papa, it's a very complicated situation. I feel like we are not being fair to landlords all the time. I own property. I've rented it out. And for 2 years, I haven't increased rent.
Oh, God bless you. It's good.
Why? Because the tenant I have looks after the house well. And some basic repairs, he may do it.
Okay.
Now, if every week he calls me, fan is broken, light is broken, come and fix me too, I'll raise this. You understand? So of course mine is not a very normal situation, but a lot of landlords,
I hope he's listeing. Papa live there forever.
a lot of landlords take the position they take because, as you said, tenants, to the way they treat houses is some way. Every 2 weeks you have to fix something.
Yeah.
Where I live now, I don't own it. I hardly call the landlord and ask him for anything.
Yeah.
If something gets bad, I replace it. Because I also own property. So now my mindset towards being a tenant. So if you want to discuss why Ghanaian landlords do the way, if you don't deal with the economic issues, and the economy is more long term.
Yeah.
That affects the finance. And the finance then has behavioral issues. Yeah. If Ghanaians will also change their attitude to paying their loans on time, which bank will come up with a mortgage product for you when you go and do Wagadri and change your name and run away and not pay? So, Caleb, I feel it's too short a time for you to expect landlords to change their behavior. If government really wants to crack housing, I'm not an expert, but what I'll say to them is that land tenure must be number one. If you reduce the barrier of acquiring land for private developers, I think that's the first stage towards lowering their costs. Number two, cheaper building materials in a more sustained way. Whether you get them from China, whether you're going to manufacture them in Ghana, or you're going to import them from Italy, you have to have a cheaper. And number three, the banking institutions must be, because the governor has said that now MPC rate is 15%. Generally, interest rates are trending down. Let's see it trend down for another 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
When it becomes a hard trend, then we can follow. Because for now, because of the history of our finance in the past 7 or 8 years, a lot of people are still waiting and seeing. So you can't expect people to start. If you go to a bank today, you are looking for a loan. Unless it's one of those specialized 10% ones, you will still get it in the 20s. You get it? So because you don't deal with structure, that's why I tell politicians that stop announcing short-term gains as success and stop announcing intentions as achievement. Because structural problem, you can announce it in the newspaper. It's just look at you and laugh.
It reflects.
Yeah, because a structural problem is something that has taken time. It's structure. It's taking time to build.
Yeah.
So if you're going to change, and then the behavioral issues.
Yeah.
If we don't change our behavior in terms of our willingness to pay back our loans, cost of credit in Ghana is high because there's always a premium on the Ghanaian who doesn't want to pay back.
Aloski, let me tell you something. I agree with everything that you said, okay, because it actually gives us a wider overview of the discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. But my point about this last point you made about Ghanaians not wanting to pay back loans, it's not just in Ghana.
Right.
It's not just Ghana. Everywhere people take loan, they don't want to pay. The difference is that there are punitive measures that apply when you refuse or when you delay in other countries, such as to disincentivize people who would want to go that path. Most Ghanaians, when they travel outside, they fall into this pit because they think that it's
They've
like
gotten
Ghana.
away with it in Ghana.
They think it's Ghana. So a lot of Ghanaians, when they move to the US, to the UK, other parts of Europe, their first casualty is credit card. Because the moment they see that credit card and they start using, the moment you default, what will happen to you next time when you see credit card coming from the West, you run to the East.
So you see the behavior part.
So you see everywhere. But they have institutionalized the punishment. In Ghana, as you say, why did we do the addressing system, the digital addressing system, so that we can identify where people live, so that the banks can now own the identities and track. But what happened to it? We don't even use it. Even in government communications, we don't use the digital addresses anymore.
It's an afterthought.
You understand? So we don't see how all these things come together to give us a better economy.
Yeah.
The addressing systems and identity, the card thing, everything, it adds to the value that is given into the economy. But we don't do it. We don't use it. So we still want to live in 1970.
Yeah.
We want to live in 1970.
If you don't know where people
so
live.
that when you go to the bank, they'll take paper and draw where you live. In 2026.
I mean, meanwhile, you have a Ghana card. Now, you see, I feel like we are making progress because now, any serious thing you want to do in Ghana, you need a Ghana card.
Yes.
Everybody who has a Ghana card has a Momo number.
True.
Generally speaking, whether you are going for health insurance or tax, your Ghana card can be your TIN number. I feel like this year and next year is a very important year. If we can tie all the loose ends, know where people live, know what phone number they use, and know their identity, you can do a lot of things, including catching loan defaulters, including
and punishing them.
Dealing with them.
Yes. So now, if you want, even I'll tell you something unrelated. Even with registration of cars now, they are being a bit more strict because they are talking about using your biometrics. They said that only you know in the past people registered cars in certain ways that allow people to steal cars and even not register their cars. I feel like our biggest challenge because of our behavioral problem is to use technology to digitalize and cut out fraud within most of our processes. If you're able to do that, the country will be more productive.
We sanitize the system.
Because people are not paying tax. People are doing so many wrong things because they are hiding, and that anonymity is affecting productivity. Formalization is not a Western term. Formalization unleashes productivity. A lot of people think that when they say, and I understand that informality has its advantages, right? I trust you, you trust me, you give me money, and I'll pay. But you can't run a country based on informality. No country has advanced where most things are done informal. When we say formality means that it's process management. I was reading something yesterday. A manager doesn't manage people, you manage processes. And it's the same for managing a country. You can't say someone don't wake up in the morning and eat. But if you create a system that forces him to behave in a certain way, he will do it. So you don't call him and advise him as to what to do. You put in place something that the only way to get to Medina is to go through Legon, unless you fly. So you are not saying Samens. You don't wake up and say Samens, please, when you are going to Medina, pass Legon. No. You make it impossible for him to get to Medina without going to Legon. So that's what is process management. That's what economic management is.
We don't do that.
You do it, and I feel like the digital economy. So communications guys, these agencies like National Health Insurance Scheme, DVLA, these are the people who can cut out the Wagadri Ghanaian. Then you can begin to have better credit. Then the banks will have a bit more comfort. Then you will have government. I mean, look at how people lend mass lock and all those things, and you don't know where the money goes. You get it? If you don't put in place a system of finding where people are, you will never solve this problem of informality. And if you don't solve informality, all of us will suffer for it.
It's a big problem. In fact, I was listening to a conversation by one of the taxmen in the country on the tax reforms. They were talking about the fact that we have about a 60% gap. The number of Ghanaians who are not paying taxes. It was that huge, and I was very concerned. And the point when he was talking about the reforms, in fact, if you are a business and you earn less than 75,000, you're an SM, you don't fall below you don't pay at all. And some of the rates were like 35 cedis for the whole year. And his point was that if it's so small that if all of us complied, we'll be making so much we don't need to go to IMF.
The previous government missed the trick. The e-levy was the wrong approach. You have 27 million Momo accounts. I feel like they went too quickly for e-levy. I think they should have studied the system, understood, because if you take the average Ghanaian now, he hardly does banking transactions. He will do Momo. He can even send money from Momo to his bank. That Momo is a treasure trove of knowing a person's income level.
True.
I don't have the solution as to how they can figure it out, but I think there's an answer there which was not an e-levy answer. There's a different way, but I feel like if you look at the amount of transactions that go through that system of informality, you can find a way of collecting people's taxes, making people pay tax that can help build an economy. I don't know whether it's a Ghana card they need to use, whether it's the Momo companies that have to talk to them. There's something there that people are not really talking about, because everybody in Ghana understates their income. Nobody's salary is enough for the things they do. You go to housing estates outside Accra, most of the guys who are owning those houses, they have government cars with green registration numbers. The guy's salary,
Charlie, blow their cover.
I mean, how is he able to afford to live where he lives and even have an extra house? You get it? If the government is serious about, and there's something we were taught when we started economic journalism, follow the money. If you want to, this is why I see the government themselves, because a lot of them, they own houses, politicians, they don't want to do property tax, they are not interested. If a government is really broke and they really want money to develop the country,
they will be serious about it. They will be serious about it.
So their solutions are not anywhere. We don't need a consultant anywhere. If we don't have money in this company, he knows what to do for us to get money. It's the same thing for a country. You see, you know where the money is. People are building houses in places. I think the informality thing. So the communication guys, the Ghana card people are very critical. If we are serious about, and if you solve those problems, everything opens up.
It trickles down.
Everything opens up. So we will suffer and pay 2 years advance because all of us are trying to trick each other.
Let me bring you some messages. This one says, KK from Ashaiman, New York says, my tenants haven't paid the 120 Ghana cedis a month for a chamber and hall with a porch for almost 2 years. And I am ejecting them. I've taken them to rent control. Police have taken my money, and still not a city has been paid. I go sack them by force. Starting this weekend, they owe ECG too. Hey, I have reported them, and no action has been taken from the ECG side. They say I have to pay. So if you are a tenant, you live in KK's house, it's a chamber and hall porch. You'll be there for 2 years. This weekend, they are coming to sack you.
But Kaka, you see, in another world, there's always an eviction clause in the tenancy agreement.
Yeah.
Okay, so I go sack them that you are telling us. What does your tenancy agreement say? That if you default for X number of months, this is what it means. Either there's a penalty or, you know, it has to be stipulated.
For the most part, people don't even sign tenancy agreements.
No, some of the land, house owners, they don't even want to go into agreement.
Yes, it gets binding.
You know, they don't want anything. You may or papa or babo the law. You know, that's how they go.
Exactly.
Protect them like this.
Exactly.
And another thing is, they don't want to pay taxes.
Yeah.
A lot of them, they don't want to know about taxes.
That's true.
And that's a problem.
See, that's the issue there. Now, 4 years straight, and my landlord still hasn't touched the rent. 2-bedroom apartment at 700 Ghana cedis, and his logic is no renovation, no increase. The man deserves a standing ovation. You have to protect your landlord very well. He's a national treasure man. Good morning, Caleb. One point I find concerning in the message you shared regarding rent is that many landlords make little to no upgrades or renovations to their properties year after year, yet continue to increase rent. In some cases, tenants even invest in improving these spaces only to subsequently face rent hikes. On a separate matter, residents of St. Peter's in Obojo have been without water from the Ghana Water for some time now. We would appreciate it if you could reach out to Ghana Water on our behalf to inquire about the issue. Ezekiel Young, thank you for that. Ghana Water, please. Obojo people say they've not had water for some time.
I have a quick comment on the commentary about the NDPC framework. This is coming from Kweku Entry-Boise, who is with the Constitution Review Committee.
Right.
So I'll try and summarize. He says the committee is proposing, so this is the proposal with respect to making the plans binding.
Sure.
So he says the committee is proposing constitutional changes to make Ghana's development planning serious, binding, and enforceable. Parliament will be required to approve a long-term national development plan up to 25 years, prepared and monitored by the NDPC. The NDPC would coordinate and track progress while manifestos and local governments implement. The President would submit an annual report to Parliament on progress, and the Finance Minister would have to show clearly how the national budget aligns with the development plan. Political parties and presidential candidates would also be required to submit costed manifestos showing how their policies advance national development goals. The NDPC would not judge policies, only certify whether they align with the national plan, leaving final judgment to voters.
Good one there. More messages. Good morning, Caleb. I used to have a very wonderful landlord who, even during COVID, did not take rent. Unfortunately, he died 4 years ago, and since then, his wife has increased my rent every year. Charlie. Charlie. It means that for the 4 years it was kept stable, the wife was having issues with the husband. So let's increase that thing. Just yesterday, my friend's rent was increased by from 1,500 to 2. What? But that's exponential. 1,500 to 2,500. This is a serious one. The landlords are just having a field day. Jones Adoboy sent that from La. Daniel in Adenta says, good morning, Caleb. My landlord hasn't increased my rent for the chamber and hall, but maintained it at 1,150 for a year. This is what I paid last year. My rent is due on 1st April. I tell friends who are still living with their parents not to move out until it's almost necessary that they have to move out. Carrying all your savings just to pay rent for 1 year is crazy. For those rental apartments that charge in US dollars, dear. Caleb, this chaos we live in just benefits those at the top, and then they leave us to a typical Ghanaian who will bleed you of the smallest income you have because there is no deterrent. We have a so-called real estate boom, but we have all acted like ostriches and continue to act like we don't see what is happening in that field because majority of these political elites are complicit. Yet AMA will rather come and collect property tax from the landlords and our fathers and mothers. Okay, you don't want them to pay. Every few years, our so-called democratic elite try to build what they call affordable housing. So someone is going to benefit and never finish. Sigh. We are tired, Caleb. You are.
Caleb, this problem, you see, it's not a new problem.
Yeah.
It's just that, of course, with population increase and everybody coming to Accra, it aggravates the extent of the problem.
Right.
You know, so how many years ago? 1994? 1994 is how many years ago? That's like 33, 34?
31, 30.
Well, I mean, 1994 is 32 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when I rented my first house. Okay.
94.
Yes, that's when I rented my first house. Now, you talk about affordability, okay. I get the feeling that the modern day young man, young woman doesn't have the means, but they want to dictate where they want to live. You can't afford it, but because of social media, you think that you deserve to live in Laboni, you want to live cantonments, you want to live.
You're not in touch with the reality.
You understand? I mean, back then, my father didn't have a house for me to go and live in. My mother didn't own a house for me to go and live in, like some of my friends would have. Okay? And I think the situation is the same for many people.
No.
And so you are forced to look for what you can afford.
True.
That was 1994. Guess what?
2026.
The closest decent housing I could afford was in a Shonman Estates. And at that time, not many people had even heard the name Ashonman before. And it was a travel experience to Ashonman of Red Earth Road,
a whole journey
through Domi, through Kwabenya, all the way through the bushes into Ashonman Estate, where you meet rabbits on your way, you meet snakes on your way. You understand? That's what I could afford. And I lived with it till I could manage to put up my own house.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Fast forward 32 years down the line, the situation is worse off.
True.
Now, people who live in Ashonman, they even see it as luxury.
Yeah. Because others are going way further.
I'm telling you, there are people who live in Ofako. Do you know Ofako?
Kaswa Ofako.
Yeah, yes. Ofako, on your way to Bojase. And they work in Accra.
Every morning
they come to Accra. You understand? So it's a bit complex that And people must now learn to approach this with a dormitory style, where 2-3 friends come together, put their money together, share a space until such a time that they can afford. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
You know, but people, they see pictures and videos and they think that they can live the life that they see in the virtual world. They want to own 3-bedroom apartment. Meanwhile, your salary cannot even outlast 1 week. And you want to go and rent a house in Cantonments? Are you for real?
Are you for real? Oh man. No, but still, no, we want affordable public housing. Please, let's align it to NDPC, National Development Planning. You know, let's have a focus. Let's align it to the vision. And then landlords look inside the system. And if you owe your landlord, please pay that thing. Yeah, pay. Good morning to my landlord. The irony is that he's always listening. So you'll be very happy about that this morning. You'll be very, very happy. Lawyer Gabriel, good morning. Let me tell you quickly.
This one from our friend David. He says that we have suggested that the BOG should convert every Momo account into a zero balance bank account, or tie it to a bank account. Those who Momo can identify a TIN number with tax returns are up to date. Everyone without tax returns, we should take a 3% punitive turnover tax on every Momo transfer. It forces every one Momo user to have a bank account. That's to help with formalization, as we're talking about. This way, we can follow the money.
Exactly. Track the money and widen the tax nets so we can have more social infrastructure and ease the burden on all of us. Food for thought. Central University is inviting you while we are at it. All prospective applicants can apply for admission to the 2025-2026 academic year. Central University, we believe aligning who you are with what we do is at the heart of our academic journey, one that goes beyond the classroom. We are currently admitting students for the following programs: IT and engineering, architecture, design, planning, business, economics, communications, pharmacy, nursing, public health, law, psychology, social work, and other diploma programs for applicants whose results do not qualify them for undergraduate degree programs. We have diploma programs for you. Graduate programs are PhD in finance, MBA, MPhil, MSc, and MA programs. WASI applicants are invited to try our program eligibility checker on our website to access the eligibility for our undergraduate programs. No matter where your dreams are headed, Central University is where they begin. Central University, raising virtuous and transformational leaders for our world. Later this morning, I have a packed combo for Effective Living series for you. Michael Ohenefa is back in the studio with Mame Gaze and Richard Akita. Great conversation coming your way shortly. Look forward to it. And if you're looking for a best of flavor in every sip, please discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. We have Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, and Piva Tangy. So grab yours today. It's available at your local store. Call us 0550-032231. Piva beverages, a taste you will love. Now, when the world gathers for greatness, one name leads the way. Litina Travels. Litina Travels is taking Team Ghana to the biggest global football event on the planet. It's happening in America, Canada, and Mexico. Join the Litina 2-in-1 experience, uniting world-class football and global business in one unforgettable journey. Your Litina Travels package includes visa to watch all 3 group stage matches, 3 official match tickets, return charter flights, hotel accommodation, travel insurance, everything you need to make your going and coming back safe, smooth, and comfortable is what we are offering you. It's not just a trip, it's history in motion. It's an opportunity. It's Litina Travels. Call us on 020-522-9553 or 050-667-6957. Litina Travels is your gateway to the 2026 global football competition happening in the US, Canada, and Mexico. Do you drive or own a car? Then make sure you are protected with motor insurance you can trust. Provident Insurance offers comprehensive third-party fire and theft, third-party only motor insurance with fast, stress-free claims payment. Insure from January to March and enjoy fuel coupons and exclusive branded souvenirs. Terms and conditions apply. Visit any of Provident Insurance's 16 branches nationwide, agency outlets or licensed brokers. You can also call 050-937-4928 for enquiries or visit providentga.com for more information. Ghana card is required for individuals and TIN numbers for corporate clients for all motor insurance transactions in line with the NIC directives. For Provident, man, you are covered. We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, there is more. Stay.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
My friends, I'm a very happy man. Let me share my testimony. I needed a home at a prime location, but I didn't have enough money. The little I had was too small to buy even a studio apartment, but a friend of mine introduced me to invest to own from Priority View Homes. I invested the little money I had for only 2 years. True to their word, at the maturity date, I qualified for a 2-bedroom luxury apartment at a prime location in Accra. Now look at me, living in my own home without the usual hassle. If you want a stress-free home to live in, I would advise you to sign up to their invest-to-own policy and say cheers to a new home. You may call Priority View Homes Limited on 055-588-2294, 055-588-2294, and you will never regret you did. Priority View Homes. There's no place like home.
Looking to study at a trusted university with strong values-based education? Welcome to Heritage Christian University, located in Accra and fully accredited by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. At Heritage Christian University, we offer more than a degree. You will learn from experienced scholar practitioners, gain professional certifications, and enjoy en-suite hostel facilities in a safe, secure campus. We offer affordable programs in nursing, midwifery, computer science, multimedia, IT, communication, psychology, theology, and business administration. Enjoy hands-on learning, professional certifications, and top-up options for WAS, HND, and diploma holders. Mature students over 25 are also welcome. Admissions are open for January, March, and September. Get started today. Apply online at www.hcu.edu.gh. For enquiries, WhatsApp us on +233 547 777 731 or +233 202 298 399.
My friends, I'm a very happy man. Let me share my testimony. I needed a home at a prime location, but I didn't have enough money. The little I had was too small to buy even a studio apartment, but a friend of mine introduced me to invest to own from Priority View Homes. I invested the little money I had for only 2 years. True to their word, at the maturity date, I qualified for a 2-bedroom luxury apartment at a prime location in Accra. Now look at me, living in my own home without the usual hassle. If you want a stress-free home to live in, I would advise you to sign up to their invest-to-own policy and say cheers to a new home. You may call Priority View Homes Limited on 055-588-2294, 055-588-2294, and you will never regret you did. Priority View Homes. There's no place like home.
Is there anything better than winning a bet? Well, with Betway's world first bet influencer feature, there is now. When you place a bet with Betway, you will generate a unique code. By sharing these codes, you will earn 4% of every wager in cash. And when word starts spreading, the returns start rising. No matter the outcome, you can score big. It's easy to create your own codes. Choose your favorite teams and send to your friends anytime, anywhere. So, what are you waiting for? Start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer. Brought to you by Betway. Watch the next video for all the details. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Bet the responsible way. Betway. Get way more.
Electroland Love Offers is here. Give your special one an electrified Valentine's gift. We've got you. Top brands, crazy discounts, and freebies. We are sorting you and your loved ones this Valentine. Rock love tunes with Samsung, TCL, or NASCO home theaters. Watch love movies on LED smart TVs. Chill out with our top air conditioners. Bedside fridge for champagne? Check. Cook up love with 4 to 6 grill and oven gas cooker? Check. Surprise them with top or front load washing machines. Visit our showrooms or go to www.electrolandgh.com or call 050-315-9739. Electroland, home of luxury, affordable electronics.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
We're getting into Effective Living series. It's 9:23, and we're going to have a very interactive conversation this morning. There is so much you've heard right from the beginning of the year, talking about how to plan your life, how to get to where you want to get to, building the capacity that will take you where you want to get to. All of that conversation, you've heard so much. So today we've actually brought our speakers back into the studio, 3 of them in fact, to answer all your questions. What are some of the challenges you've had so far in trying to execute all that you've heard? That's what we are offering you an effective living series today. So Michael Ohinefa, co-founder and co-founder of Lead Africa International, is in the studio again. Always exciting to talk to him. Mami Fageze is here. 565 Consort is here as well. And then, of course, my old lost found uncle, Richard Akita Launchpad, is here as well. So let me start with you because it's been a long time. I remember the first time we spoke was on Radio Universe.
That's right.
Many years ago. I remember that's the voice. That's the voice I used to hear. That's the voice. Well, you're very welcome. Good to have you.
Thank you, Caleb.
How have you been? What have you been up to?
I've been rearranging things, taking stock of life and planning how to launch forward.
Right.
So my silence has been my growing season. I call it my valley seasons.
Ooh.
And I thank God that now I am seeing the light.
Amazing.
So the blade is out and it's become a reed, and gradually
a lot more sharper than before.
Exactly.
We love it. We love it. So share with us a few things that you want us to have as a guide as we get into 2026 that will help us live more effectively.
Well, 2026, the greatest thing is most people will have a theme, either from the church or personally. They'll have something they're working with.
Yeah.
And my encouragement to you is that with that theme, feed it into 3 areas.
Okay.
Number 1, your spirituality.
Right.
Because Isaiah 30 verse 21 says that you will hear a voice that says, go in this way. If you are able to connect with God, then your 2026 will be fantastic. Because even in the darkness, you'll still hear a voice.
Right.
Then family.
Okay.
After family, look out for your community, but I would say look out for your neighbor.
Okay.
For me, your neighbor in front, to both sides, left and right, and the one behind. Form that bond with those people.
Okay.
Because when something happens to you, if you pick up the phone and you call me, and I live 2 miles away from you, I'm not turning up. Yeah. But your neighbors, you need to know your neighbors. And I remember this growing up. As children, we knew all our neighbors, but there were some that you could always rely on. Yeah. And I think in this 2026, spirituality, family, and neighbors. So I say community. But let it be your neighbors.
Closest neighbors.
Closest neighbors.
It's interesting because we've become increasingly insular. We all get home, we are locked in there. You don't even hear your next door neighbor when something is happening until it's really close. So that's very important. Now, you talked about being present earlier when we had an engagement. You actually spoke to Bernard and I was here listening. I remember so much because a lot of the times we are in spaces and everyone is on their phone. Yeah. There's a lecture going on. There's some conversation, but we are all distracted. And you said that we pay some tax on our attention. I remember that so correctly. So are we doing better as we're getting into the year? How is it looking from your observations?
You know, it sounds amazing. Anytime we start the year, we come here, we have these conversations. People are excited. They want to dive deep into the things that we speak about. Give it till about March and we all slide right back into our old habits, and that's where the real deal is. I've had a lot of inboxes, people calling, texting, LinkedIn, Instagram, asking how they can navigate the challenges that they go through. And one of the things that I spoke about last week was the reality. And the context of the things that we talk about. So we've had 4 weeks of learnings, personal, organizational, business. Yeah. And you're going into February, asking yourself, how do I take all of these plenty talk on radio and TV and make sure that the year actually ends on a good note? Right. Sit and be realistic. I keep saying that when you focus on more than 3 things for the year, you know that you're already crowding it out. So what are the things that you listen to? And what are the top 3 things that resonated with you most that will feed into your success this year? Focus on those. Okay. Give it energy. Give it the attention and live them.
That reminds me of The Power of One. That's
Yeah?
a book that Richard Akita wrote many years ago. So focus on a few things. It shouldn't be more than 3.
No.
If it's more than 3, you're spreading
already-
out
exactly.
and you'll be
2
burnt out
things,
too
exactly.
quickly. So Effective Living Series is sponsored by Petra Trust and Hallmark Freight and Consultancy Ghana Limited. We want to make this one more interactive, more about your questions, your challenges, and bringing you real life solutions based on the experience and expertise of the wonderful coaches we have in the studio. So please, 0539 986 996. That's the number, 0539 986 996. WhatsApp us. I think that's more convenient. If you send a voice note, we will love it, but a voice WhatsApp will be much easier to handle given the constraint of time we have. So, Wafa, it's always good to talk to you once again. Always good. So we are looking at 2026.
Yeah.
A lot of raw materials.
That's right.
And it's funny, in the same year, people can be in the same class, in the same society, but things will turn out very differently for them.
Exactly. It's because of the approach, the attitude, and the actions that both people will take. I think 3 years ago, I said something right on this program that how we are today is due to 3 things we did 5 years ago.
Okay.
The decisions we took, the habits we formed, and the actions we undertake every day.
So
That is
the
what
decisions, the habits, and the actions.
5 years ago. That's what has brought you here today. The whole world, I saw on CNN that I got married in December.
Sorry, what's that?
With a
that's correct.
Good. Now with a star-studded attendance, including reps from the American State Department. But you know, Caleb, that event didn't start in December.
That's true.
It started 5 years ago with a smile, a conversation, a WhatsApp message.
Right.
So everything that you are experiencing today is because 5 years ago, years back, you made some decisions, you formed some habits, and you took some actions.
Very well.
In the same vein, what you are going to see in 2030 depends on the decisions you are making today, the habits you are forming today, and the actions you are going to take in this year.
That's it.
No amount of holy oil on your head will change for you if these 3 factors remain the same.
You
in
mean
your
if
life.
I tap and receive class, so I'll be the same
amount
person?
of mantle can change your life if you are not making new decisions, forming new habits, and taking new actions towards your goals for 2026.
Right. Right. Decisions, habits, and actions, very important.
Yeah.
Richard Akita, you've also said that we should, for all the decisions and habits and everything that we are going to build and form, we should think spirituality, think family, think community, and most importantly, neighbors. I think people are becoming more responsible for themselves and their decisions because it's difficult being in control of what someone else does.
Yes.
You know, people are not as communal as before, and that worries me a lot.
Right.
I don't know how we can deal with that because everyone is thinking about they, themselves, and them.
Well, you see, the country itself, governance is directing us to be more insular. Because when you have a problem with electricity, you save up and you buy a generator.
Yes.
When you have water problems, you will do a borehole.
Yes.
So everything we're doing is that you're relying on yourself and you lose the community spirit. The adage that it takes a village to raise a child, it still holds. And what we've got to do is to step out of those walls. Now our walls are a lot higher and we put electric fence around them. And we don't want anybody to see inside our house. But we have to take time out to go to the so start
No,
the
we have
conversation.
burglar proofing too.
It's
so
true.
when there's fire outbreak, even when they are coming to, you will just die inside
Exactly.
because we don't have keys and all.
Yes. So we need to be the ones to take the step across the room. Bill Hybel says, walk across the room. So will you be able to walk from your gate to next door and say, hi, I'm Richard Akita. How are you? And that's what, I mean, we've moved to a new area. So my wife and I, over the Christmas period, which is one of the good opportunities, we just did little hampers. And we knocked on our neighbors' doors and we gave it to them and said, hey, I'm Richard. We're just next door.
Okay.
Right? That starts the conversation.
Right.
Many years ago, if you go to other countries, you move into a neighborhood and they'll bring a pie.
Yeah.
Pots of food.
Yeah. And all of that.
No, you'll be lonely for months. You will not know your neighbors.
You know, I when I lived in Teshin, for example, the only neighbor I knew then was my uncle.
Okay.
And that's only because it was my father's friend.
Relation.
So that was the only extension. Now I had to force myself to get to go out there and meet people. And when you start doing that, first of all, if you're not going to be inquisitive, there's an adage in Ghana that says that I go to take fire, not to look into your soup. Right? So I've got to go in there, and the motive is just to get to know you.
Right.
I don't have to know what you do, just to say, hi, I'm your neighbor. Because imagine when something happens and it's an emergency, they are closer to you and they can help you.
Yeah.
So start with that, but it has to be from us. In the same way we solve all our issues with light and everything else, start going out there and talking to your neighbors. And if we do that, we start bringing that community spirit back into Ghana. And that was one of the great moments growing up. Everybody knew everybody. You make a mistake, you're walking on the street, and what betimes you? If Michael Hinefa sees me and I'm misbehaving, he'll beat me. And then
report to your parents.
And then my parents will
top up.
And now you touch somebody's child. And then, so let's use what we have. Technology is good, but the human element is pivotal.
Technology is important, it's great, but let's not lose the human elements.
That's right.
We're having a conversation earlier this morning. Someone sent a message yesterday to say that he went to the bank and the teller, I think someone left 10,000 cedis or so, and the teller returned the money to the person. So when we get time, we should talk about it. And I was like, but that's your job anyway. Why are we even talking about that today? And then the point was like, look, even in church, when they say come forward, they ask you to take your bag and come forward, because right there, someone can do you harm. And it appears that in all our professional growth and in all the goals we are building, the character part of our growth and we're missing that. Brings me back to your conversation with David, his character, building that in the bush and all of that.
I think we allowed foreign movies to dilute the Ghanaian culture. That's where I place it. Because when I was growing up, when we were fixed only on Osofudazi, Obra, and Thursday Theatre, I think those people dramatized the core Ghanaian values.
Yes.
And at some point, we felt that we had grown and moved on and started bringing in foreign material.
Other things.
American movies, Indian movies, Chinese movies, and then the worst of it were the Mexican telenovelas. And I think that kind of diluted the Ghanaian culture.
Right.
And progressively, you see that we are getting worse as a country. Crime is going up, armed robbery, all these things. Now, when I was growing up, to hear that somebody was a herbalist or somebody was a juju man meant that he was in the bush somewhere, you know. Today they advertise on Facebook, they have billboards. That's how brazen it has become, and that's how we have glorified some of these, you know, bad things in our life. So I think there's an urgent need to go back to the core Ghanaian value. What Richard is talking about, fellow feeling, good neighborliness. You could play 8 streets from your house and you knew everybody, and everybody took care of everybody. In fact, my grandmother, my paternal grandmother, will always leave food. And her assumption was that you never know who's going to visit you at night. So there must always be at least soup.
Wow.
Yes, that was how people thought about other people. And we've lost it. That we've allowed these foreign materials to dilute and to change what is the authentic Ghanaian culture. And I'm hoping that in March, when you do Ghana Month, you will bring some of these conversations and see how we can reclaim. Because it's hurting us. It's hurting us.
Mami, what's the price you pay when you are doing well, you are present, you're listening to Onyefa, you're listening to Richard Akita and everyone else, you are living effectively, but you don't bother to look over your shoulders because it's your life and you're responsible, you're accountable for your life. Among your pack, you're the only one doing well. Is there anything sustainable that way?
Oh no. You know the saying that if you want to go far, go with others, but if you want to go fast, go alone. Holds true. Now, I was talking to my son the last time, and I told him that we, growing up, knew the people that had cars in the town.
Right.
We could close from school, and as we walked as groups and people got to their homes and got off the park, we could even sit by the street and chat, and there was no fear that the car was going to come hit you.
Yeah.
His first question was, were your roads tarred? I said, rightly so. And I said, yes, they were tarred. In fact, we didn't have as much potholes as you. Either your roads were good or they were not done at all. Now, what we've seen is how we've rolled up our glasses whilst driving.
Oh, it's tainted too, so you don't get to see us. Yeah.
And haven't you heard times when people's cars have veered off the road, when people have rushed there only to realize that the person was actually unconscious and lost control of the wheel?
And the car is locked.
And the car is locked.
Yeah.
And we have all these security. Some people, private citizens, have bulletproof cars that will disallow you from entering the car even if there were an emergency. So no, we are minding our growth. Does not mean that we do that excluding the community.
That's right.
If you don't have a good, we spoke about this last year, how you have to declutter your space.
Cool.
But you need to consciously decide who in my space can go with me. So you're not sitting and thinking, I can do this all by myself. I'm sitting here, we're just discussing how we actually have a crisis of human resource in this country. Where, yes, we understand that the newer generations are born differently. When we were coming up, even by the time we saw VHS, you would have had to have a certain class in society. But they grow up, they have tablets at zero months.
VHS is Piamonco.
Yeah.
The way you said it's faster. You understand? Now we are streaming Netflix and this. Everyone has a phone, so you can watch different things. If you don't agree on what to watch, be a
in those days, if Dad was watching Talking Point, that's where you're seated. 7 p.m. GBC News, that's what everybody was watching. The point is that, yes, we are in such clutter that we actually need to be so present now. And to be present, you can actually have a few rules. And I say, in my home, I heard Bernard talk about it yesterday. The conversation is still ongoing, but I've said 16 years, no phone.
Even at 16?
No, until you
16.
You are not. Look, there are stories. You will have an excuse. What if something happened? Something will happen and you need a cell phone because you don't know your next house neighbor. And something is happening and you cannot call on the fixed line because everybody is able to afford a cell phone. So nobody cares about when the telephone lines in the community are down.
Yeah.
I mean, when the lights go off now where I live, I pick a phone and I call ECG. Next door neighbor has done same. 2 houses. We don't even come out to figure out, okay, what's happening and what do we do together? Everybody's just calling ECG. And ECG has responded to that need by employing a lot more customer service people rather than all of us coming together and wondering what exactly is happening. We need to focus. Everybody, you go to a certain home, mom, dad, 3 children, and there are about 6 phones. Add a nanny and a house help because in every home they have a minimum of 2. And then there's a driver and there's a gate man. So in that household, there are about 12 cell phones.
That's right.
We could actually get one fixed line and mom and dad have cell phones. Everybody else, call me. I said to my son, why do you need a cell phone? Call me from home. Mama, what if? I said the what ifs were happening then. People were calling, okay. So no, to your question, no, we can't do this by ourselves. You can't be the only person growing. I had people in my my clique ask me, but mommy, my morning time is almost like sacred. That's when I said, you're doing that because you're thinking if you were alone, you could do more. Let everybody come to the realization that when I wake up, these 5 minutes that I want to be still, nobody will die. I just want to inhabit my presence so I can give you more. If you explain to them about what's in it for them, if I don't do this, I come to you cluttered. If I don't focus, you don't get the most out of me. I keep telling myself, Mama, I said, Papa Kwesi, if I finish with this phone call, I'll be able to attend to you more fully. And once he understood that, he gets it. It doesn't stop him from coming. And when there's an emergency, you can stop me and I'll end that call. But he understands now that when I allow Mama to finish this, she gives me. And when I am with him as well, I give him my, Mama, you have a call. I said, it can wait. I look at the number. This is a call I can return. Okay. So focusing is become such a critical currency now that we have so much in our environment that if we don't build the habit, we are rather paying extra for trying to multitask. Multitasking is just...
I just written down multitask. Oh, no. I just written down multitasking because we are doing so many things at the same time. And we convince
ourselves that we're being more effective. But that's
is that not the case, Richard? That we're being more productive, you know? You go to work, you go to school, you go to church, you do so many things at the same time. And at the end of the day, you ask us, okay, so where's the balance?
Are we actually doing more? Because, we're doing more, but are we actually being more productive? And I would disagree. Let me go to mommy and I'll come to you. Multitasking is a fallacy because it doesn't matter how many things you're doing, you have to still focus on one.
That's your brain's capacity.
You understand? So you can start 10 things, but you have to focus on one at a time. So we're doing all these things, and we think we're achieving more, we're being more productive, but at what cost? So there's this book by Greg McEwen, and he says it's essentialism. Right. And he talks about you and I, what do we say yes to? What do we say no to?
That's it.
And when you learn to be able to differentiate when to say yes and when to say no, that is when you achieve your best. When I came, you said to me, you haven't seen me in a while. And I said, I became a seed and my blades come up and it's become a reed. It's becoming a tree. I will start bearing flowers and fruits if I did not go back into a space where I could invest in Richard Akita. And I'm running around busy. Then, Caleb, I used to run around very busy, 18 hours a day, and I look at my bank account and I'll call Mike and say, Michael, it is not working. I want to go back to London. And the amount of times Michael has discouraged me, he said, stay. And you say, Imbra, stay. We'll make this work. But you do all these things. Then when I slow down, my wife said, okay, let's slow down. Let's look at what are we doing? Look at the 80-20 rule. Yeah. What am I doing that is giving me 80% return? Yeah. And once we start focusing on that, then I'm spending less time chasing. In actual fact, money is now chasing me because I'm doing what I love doing best. Mm-hmm. And when we can do that, it helps us to stop running around. One of the myths out there, which sadly we don't train a lot of our young people, Caleb, for yourself, you are at that stage where you're now gathering. Okay, so in the 7 stages of our life, we're born and we get to this stage where after university you start working and you start gathering things and you chase money. But when you get to a certain stage in your 50s, in your 5th decade in life, you learn that between 50 and 70 is actually when most millionaires are created. Forget this wonderful technology where AI is going to make millionaires all in a few years. Yes, I understand.
So what about the 21-year-olds that
those are outliers?
No,
0.00.
That is what I want us to understand.
Please, my children they use technology and they are making money. But if you keep to what you're doing, focus. I like this, focus currency. If you keep that currency, you work on that currency, there's going to come a time that currency will have to speak.
Yes.
And when it starts speaking, the way you know it's speaking is you don't chase people anymore.
Yeah.
I remember when I first came to Ghana, I'll go and I'll ask for training. And they'll ask me, how much would you charge? And I quote my price. I say, you're too expensive. Then I reduce the price. You're too expensive. Then I reduce. And then one day,
you're always too expensive.
a great friend of mine, Petra Abasawa, said to me, Richard, stop reducing your price.
That's it.
This is before all these wonderful things on YouTube and TikTok were saying, don't reduce your price, tell them the value.
Yeah.
So just quote your price. And then I started. Recently, I quoted the price to somebody and said, you're too expensive. I said, yes.
Yes, I am.
Do you know how long it's taking me to get here? And you want me to just reduce my price because of you? I said, no. So please. So yes,
focus currency.
Focus currency.
I love that focus currency. But Michael, when you engage a lot of young people, what you see is what they call FOMO, the fear of missing out. No one wants to miss out. So we are catching up. We are playing catch up. We're running all over the place, fearing we don't want to miss out. We want to be relevant. But from all we are learning today, there is a currency you get from keeping your eye on one thing, following one course until something.
Yeah.
There was an abbreviation for focus. It said follow one course until
something immature.
Until something. So what do you say to someone who needs his fear of missing out cured?
That is for average people.
That's it.
You want to be everywhere, you want to know everything. It's for average people. You want to stand out and do well, hide. Look at Bible. Look at the seed. If the seed wants to be out there in the corridor, will it germinate? Will it grow? But it goes down before it comes up. So all of us have a period where we must go down before we come up. When footballers are training, there's no camera. They train, they do their strategizing and everything in private, in secret. When they wake up at dawn to train and to do all of those things, there's no camera. It is on the D-Day that they now enter the stadium and perform. So if you are afraid of missing out because you just want to know Kokonsan, and this person has done this, and that person, and have you heard they went to that, that's for average people. If you want to do well, look at, if you take the Bible, there's Jesus himself spent 30 years preparing for a 3-year ministry. He did not start out from age 12 doing miracles and do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Sure, me I no be normal guy.
I be Jesus.
Don't send me. Aha.
Me them poppy day.
Your horse is sick. Hey, bring him.
I don't care for you. Oh my word.
You understand? Even the divine, even the Son of God spent 30 years preparing for a 3-year ministry. So if you want to have anything of value, anything of worth, you've got to. The fear of missing out is just for Kokonsa people. It's for average people. Just so you can know. But knowing will not change your life. It is in the doing that you change your life. So forget about what everybody is doing. Forget about what everybody is saying. And just focus on the one thing or the 3 things as Mami is saying. I call it the yearly big 3. The 3 things that will change your life. Focus there. You understand? Behave like a seed. Be on the ground. And then when you sprout, you germinate, you grow nice. Like, hey, wow. Oh, this guy there, the way he do life. We have always known this guy who do well. Exactly.
I'm loving the conversation. Michael Ohinefa, Mami Fuagezi, and Richard Akita trying to wrap up all we've been hearing on Effective Living Series. Effective Living Series brought to you by Petra Trust and Hallmark Freight Consultancy, Hallmark Freight and Consultancy Ghana Limited. 0539986996. We want you to be a part of this conversation. We want to hear from you in the next couple of minutes. Please send us your thoughts. We've heard so much. What are you taking away? It's been so helpful doing this. While we are at it, are you getting good insight from your data for decision making? Join the data analytics and AI revolution and empower your team to work smart, save time, and deliver insight from data using the world's most powerful business tools: Microsoft Excel, Power BI, Google Gemini, Copilot, you name it. Phoenix Skills Hub offers hands-on practical training to corporates and individuals in data analytics with Excel and Power BI. Leverage AI tools like Copilot and Gemini to help you improve productivity at the office. Reach out to Phoenix Skills Hub on 0244 782 356. Visit our website www.phoenixskillshub.com. Phoenix is spelled with an X. Sign up for your corporate and individual training sessions. Phoenix Skills Hub. Learn, connect, grow. If you're looking for motor insurance that goes the extra mile, Hollard Insurance has something special for you this year. 2026, insure your car with Hollard and enjoy extra rewards. New customers get to drive away with free fuel vouchers when they sign up. Existing customers get exclusive gifts when they renew. Plus, we have 24/7 free roadside assistance for everyone, so you're never stuck on the road. That's value you can trust. 0800 444 999. Visit our office as well, or speak to your broker today. Men's like a Hollard Insurance, we've got you covered. So GRA has a love letter I wish to bring to your attention. We're reminding all persons registered for VAT, NHIL, Get Fund levy that all these levies and the communications service tax returns for them for December 2025 should be submitted not later than today. It's the last working day of the month. So file your VAT, NHIL, Get Fund levy, and CST returns early and avoid payment of penalties. For VAT, NHIL, and Get Fund levy, the penalty is 500 Ghana cedis. There is a further penalty of 10 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. Now, for the CST operators, late filing of returns attracts a pecuniary penalty of 2,000 Ghana cedis and a further penalty of 500 Ghana cedis for each day the return is not submitted. So remember to submit the December 1 not later than today. You have been informed. info@gra.gov.gh. WhatsApp 055 299 0000. And it's a new year, new you. Reimagine, evolve, and be intentional. Allow Bank of Africa to carry the burden of keeping your money safe and secure while you focus on achieving your goals. Join BOA today and unwrap a thoughtful selection of exciting products and services, including BOA Web, Visa, USD debit and credit cards amidst our SME and personal loans, a full gift of financial solutions curated with you in mind. Our branches are open to you. Call us 0302-429-690. Chat Fafa at www.boaghana.com for inquiries and onboarding. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. Now, after receiving hundreds of nominations for the Channel 1 Community Legends from communities across the country, the search for the most deserving and heartwarming stories are underway. Every entry is being carefully reviewed as we identify stories that truly inspire and create impact. So get ready for the exciting review and grand celebration of the 10 Channel 1 Community Legends, only on Channel 1 TV and Citi FM. So I have 3 guests and I have 3 minutes to go. So guess what? I give each 1 minute to tell you something to part ways with as you take charge of February. We've heard a lot in January. Already some have forgotten. Some are despairing, but some too are keeping on because it really gets tough as you go. It's like the more you resolve to do something, the harder it gets. So what should we remember when the going gets tough in 2026 and we feel like it's not worth it, let me just give up?
That your life is yours. You must carve out your context. Whenever we learn these things, there has to be a place where we contextualize it so it suits where we want to go. I will still say that if you keep the focus and you stay present with the things that you decide to do. So if you had 3 things lined up, you're focusing on them, you're staying present with them, where you are fully aware and working on the habits, the actions Michael spoke about, you would end the year knowing that you've achieved something. Otherwise, there's so much.
Excellent. Excellent. Richard?
I will encourage you to go back to your knees.
Okay.
Spirituality. For those who are spiritual, go back to that, because you're going to get directions. If you're not, find a time to exercise mindfulness, because all the answers we need for 2026 is already on the inside of us. We need to find peace in a noisy world. And if we can do that, that would help us to navigate where we're going. And remember, processing and progression are too painful for a consumer. If you want to be unique, go through the process, go through the program, and you would see that gradually you will be a better person by December 31st than you were on January 1st.
Exciting stuff.
And let me add on to what Mame shared earlier on. This year, focus on 3 things. The most important goals you want to achieve this year. We call it the yearly big 3. By 31st December, when you are wearing your white, what do you wish you would have achieved this year? 3. Now break it into 3.
Okay.
I call it the quarterly big 3. So every quarter, what must you do to achieve the 3 things you want to achieve? What 3 actions, moves must you make towards the yearly big 3? Break it into quarters. Then break it into weeks. Every week, from Sunday to Sunday, what 3 things must you do towards your quarterly goals?
Okay.
And then every day when you wake up, Mami said the first 1 hour, use it for your planning. Let me add that in that planning, decide on 3 actions you take for the day. That will move you towards your weekly big 3. And if you keep at it, there's no way you will not achieve significant success in 2026.
Amazing.
Yearly big 3, quarterly big 3, weekly big 3, daily big 3.
Time-tested principles that will change your life in time if you will follow through. Effective Living Series. Richard, Mame, and Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been amazing talking to you. And thank you for doing the listening. A lot of empowering words for you. I hope that you have the courage to believe in the power of your dreams and the discipline to carry them through. It's time for the news at 10, and Samuel Akom is here to serve you with what you need to know in the news. Samuel, how's your day been so far?
It's been interesting listening.